Ladies and gentlemen, fall is in the air as we will have a fantastic clash of titans. Two West Division rivals coming to you from Merrimack High School tonight as the Tomahawks of Merrimack host the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dave Carter. I'll be on play-by-play, and I will be joined by my partner in crime, my broadcast colleague, the one and only Ralph Carpentier.
Good evening, everyone. And Dave, I'm very excited here to call this matchup between two talented football squads as we kick off another amazing fall sports season.
It's going to be a fantastic night tonight, and we're here to lend a hand to our friends here at Merrimack TV. Our friends at Merrimack TV, fantastic group. They're actually bringing their inaugural broadcast of Merrimack football to you tonight. Just a few words about Merrimack TV before we go forward. The town of Merrimack's media division is branded as Merrimack TV. Merrimack TV features 3 community television channels funded by the way of franchise fees from the Merrimack Comcast cable subscribers. Merrimack TV's studio is located in the Town Hall complex at 6 Babusick Lake Road. The media division is managed by Media Services Coordinator Nicholas Lavallee and Assistant Media Services Coordinator Justin Slez. The 3 Merrimack TV channels reach over 8,000 homes and feature coverage of every town and school elected board and committee, community-based content produced or submitted by residents. You're watching Merrimack TV, your community, your voice. So, Ralph, we have quite a tilt on hand tonight. We got 2 rivals as we kick off the NHIAA football season here. I'm really, really excited to see what's going to come out of this game here. You're going to have 2 teams that are going to be working through, their early season. They've been practicing. They've been working really hard. What do you expect to see tonight in the action?
I think we'll see 2 teams that are excited to get back out on the field. I think we've seen quite an interesting 2020 so far, and I think most players, coaches, and fans are excited just to see us get out there and play some football tonight.
It's exciting news, folks. Football is back. Fall is in the air. It's going to be a good, crisp evening right here at Merrimack High School. Should be a fantastic game. And as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, as I had mentioned at the top, Ralph and I are here tonight as volunteers, as friends of Merrimack TV. And as always, Merrimack TV is seeking volunteers to cover school district events, not limited to sports, but camera operators, play-by-play, editing. And if you're interested in seeing more school-based programming on the channels, the Merrimack TV staff will train and loan out equipment at no cost. Become involved. You can email merrimackTV at merrimacknewhampshire.gov. Make sure you contact either Justin or Nicholas. They would love to have more volunteers, and we'd like to feature more school-related programming in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're preparing for kickoff here, which should get underway here shortly. As Ralph had mentioned, this is exciting. We have football back in the air here, folks. This is going to be a great tilt between 2 fantastic high schools, 2 West Division rivals in Division I in NHIAA football. And I'm expecting tonight's tilt to be a really, really fantastic one as these teams embark upon what should be a fantastic 2020 campaign. So we await the coin flip here at midfield. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why the audio is currently muted and you're just hearing us, we're on the Facebook Live feed, and we want to make sure that we're not playing copyrighted music over that feed. So once we're through our pregame festivities here, you should have your regularly scheduled audio. Coin toss has been completed. It looks like Merrimack elected to receive. So they will get the ball here to start the first half.
I'm getting excited here, Dave. You're seeing both teams get amped up before kickoff. This is definitely a time where the blood is pumping, and we are ready for the kickoff.
I mean, the level of enthusiasm here is palpable, Ralph. These young student athletes have been working and training so hard, and their reward is being underneath the Friday night lights here as we're coming to you from Merrimack High this evening. for what should be a fantastic tilt here as we prepare for kickoff.
I always think about here too, Dave, these moments before kickoff when coaches talk to their players, what they're talking about, and reminding them of the hard work they've put in, not just on the field, but in the classroom, and that this is going to come to fruition here on the field today, that the harder they work, the better the result. So best of luck to both teams tonight.
Couldn't have said that better myself, Ralph. Definitely best of luck to both teams this evening. This is very exciting. It's great to see just the enthusiasm on the sidelines. You can tell that both of these teams are really amped up here as Merrimack opens their swing here for 2020 at home. Bishop Guertin here looking for the kickoff. Does not appear that wind is a factor here tonight, folks. Good deep kick right there. It's going to be fielded at about the 25 by Merrimack. Nice return right there out to the outside edge. Tackled down at what we'll call the 32-yard line. First and 10, Tomahawks here. Let's see what head coach Kip Jackson has up his sleeve as Merrimack begins their first offensive plays of this game. Merrimack breaking from their huddle here. Quarterback in a shotgun formation, running back behind him. Handoff to the running back. Up the middle, tackled down at the Merrimack 33-yard line. Approximately the gain of 1 right there on the play.
Gain of about 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 from the 35-yard line.
Again, Merrimack in a shotgun formation. Quarterback rolling out wide, throw down the field. Incomplete pass right there. Ralph, they were taking a shot right there. He saw something in the defense that he really liked. Trying to take advantage there.
Definitely very interesting formation there. They ran out of a 4-wide set initially, and then the rollout there to take that shot. Very curious to see what this is going to look like moving forward as we move into third down.
You have to figure Merrimack quarterback Kyle Crampton, the junior, wearing number 7 here. He's got to be looking down the field in a 3rd and 7 situation here. Looking to the sideline here, perhaps the head coach Kip Jackson. Reading the defense, number 4 moves in motion. Throw outside, pass completed.
Crampton's pass intended for Fournier. Just a little out of his reach.
Pardon me, that was an incomplete pass.
For the Tomahawks.
Tough opening drive there for the Tomahawks, but we've got a long way to go in this game. Let's see how this turns.
It's a long way to go, Ralph, and you're going to see these teams here in the first few drives, as it is early in the season, as they try to feel each other out.
Callahan on to receive for the Cardinals.
Whistle blows that play dead. We'll have to see what the call is here from a refereeing crew. Looks like a false start on Merrimack. That one's going to come back.
Penalty against Merrimack, illegal procedure.
That's going to really help Bishop Guertin out here in the battle of field position, Ralph.
Absolutely. We're looking at a situation here where Bishop Guertin could very foreseeably have a return past the 50-yard line.
High snap right there. They get the kick off just barely. That ball is going to go out of bounds, or close to out of bounds, excuse me, at what appears to be the Merrimack 47-yard line. So great field position here for Bishop Guertin as they will take over on offense.
I'm really curious to see here what the Tomahawk defense puts out there against this very strong Bishop Guertin offense.
Penalty against BG.
Yeah, you saw Merrimack come out there on offense, and I'll be curious to see if Bishop Guertin actually mimics this. Merrimack not afraid to throw the football whatsoever. 2 out of their 3 offensive plays that they ran before fourth down were passes. A couple of good strikes thrown there by Merrimack quarterback Kyle Crampton. Couldn't quite complete those. I would imagine that as this game goes forward, they'll get their timing down and they'll be able to complete those passes with astounding efficiency. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in volunteering at Merrimack TV, please send an email to either Justin or Nicholas. And that email address is merrimackTV@merrimacknh.gov. I must say, they do a lot of absolutely amazing, fantastic programming here at Merrimack TV. It's a real honor to be a part of this broadcast this evening.
Penalty moves the marker up to the 40-yard line. The 4th and a long one.
Fourth and the long one here as there is a penalty on that kick return. Merrimack here will punt it again. 3rd time, perhaps the charm. Clean snap right there. Good kick. It's away.
Catches punt. Careens out of bounds. The Cardinals 1st and 10, starting from their 36-yard line.
Cardinals 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line. They're going to take over here. It'd be interesting to see what head coach John Trisciani has up his sleeve here. You know, a lot of NFL coaches will actually script their first 15 to 20 plays of every game. And as I watch some of these high school games unfold, you have to believe that the level of thinking that's going into some of this game planning in the offense is on par with what you're seeing at a college and a pro level here. As you see Bishop Guertin come out, 4 wide set in the shotgun. Quarterback surveying the defense here. Merrimack 4 down linemen. Nickel package. Rush from the outside. Throw goes deep down the field. Incomplete pass.
Pass intended for Callahan.
Amazing to see both these teams not afraid to take shots early today. Quarterbacks still look pretty sharp. As you said earlier, we are looking at the start of the game, so I think both will start to look even sharper as things move forward. But again, another formation with 4 wide.
Neither of these teams being afraid to sling it around the yard here, folks. Bishop Guertin faking the handoff right there. Taken down in the backfield by Merrimack. Nice pressure right there. They were not fooled by that play action attempt.
Sadowski and company. Loss of 3 on the play. Bring up 3rd and 13 for BG.
3rd and 13 here for the Bishop Guertin Cardinal. You have to imagine they're going to return to the air here
4-yard line.
on this down.
It's definitely a few yards to pick up for that first down. Merrimack looking to reverse their fortunes, and they have stood strong here on defense.
Defense with a really, really stout showing right here. Really promising start to this game
Handoff to Rio.
for the Merrimack defense. Standing tall.
4 on the play.
Bishop Guertin there opting to hand off, taking the safer route rather than trying to throw a strike downfield as they're going to settle here for the punt. Early battle of field position here between Guertin and Merrimack High School.
Definitely think it's important for viewers to understand the key to field position in a football game, especially between 2 strong teams like this. This could come down to 1 possession at the end of the game, and it will always be determined by who has the better field position and the better opportunity to convert.
Clock management so very, very important here at any level of football that you play. That kick was down by Bishop Guertin at the Merrimack 37-yard line, pretty much starting where they had started their first drive here. No, this is not deja vu, ladies and gentlemen. Got 9:55 left here in the first quarter. Quarterback Kyle Crampton in the backfield. Throws it out to the flat, caught by number 23. Making a few moves right here. Trying to make something out of nothing here. Good swarm right there by the Bishop Guertin defense. Gang tackling at its finest display. Nowhere to go right there for number 23.
2nd and 10 Tomahawks.
I believe that was number 23, Declan Covell there on that reception. Almost springing free right there. 2nd and 10. Merrimack again opting to go from the shotgun. Handoff right here, jet sweep. That's Covell again, 23, getting outside. Nice job right there as they're going to run for the first down. Good piece of play calling right there to Kip Jackson and Merrimack.
Strong run from Covell there. Getting outside off that jet sweep. Some creative play calling to start the game.
Crampton calling them right back to the line of scrimmage here. Merrimack showing some shades of New Hampshire resident Chip Kelly with some no-huddle action here. Trying to pick up the pace. Trying to push Guertin here. Perhaps wear down their offensive lineman. Number 4 at the handoff right there inside. Takes it right up the gut there for a solid gain. Approximately 4 yards there.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 Tomahawks. Ball spotted on their 44-yard line.
If you're watching football Sundays these days, you'll see a lot more of those formations there where we saw a little bit of a RPO or run pass option where there was the quarterback able to take that himself or hand it off. And that is becoming more prevalent at the higher levels. It has been something we've seen in college for many years, and we're seeing it now here in high school.
Crampton escaping right there. Guertin putting the pressure on. Bishop Guertin coming up with the sack right there. Crampton almost able to escape the rush. Bishop Guertin. Good coverage downfield. And Bishop Guertin's 4 down linemen were able to get a good surge right there.
In to swallow up Crampton.
Crampton again bringing them right back to the line of scrimmage. Right back to the shotgun formation here, 4 wide.
Tomahawks.
Number 4 in motion. $7:55 remaining here in the first quarter. Score is all tied up 0-0 as we're here coming to you from Merrimack High School, the home opener of Tomahawk football. Pass deep down the field, almost hitting his target right there. That was intended for number 23. That would have been a nice pickup if they could have got it.
Just out of his reach.
Merrimack now 4th and 7. I would imagine they're going to call out the punting unit here.
Bring up 4th and 7 for the Tomahawks.
I like the touch on that pass there, and I'm also really enjoying this spread formation. They're able to run the ball quite well out of it, and it does allow them to put some pressure on the defense and confuse them as to what the offense is going to run.
Yeah, Merrimack really trying to force Bishop Guertin here to commit to pass. You have to imagine that's going to open up the run for them later on in the game. Merrimack downing that punt at approximately the Bishop Guertin 30-yard line. Nice kick right there.
Shea Goodwin on to down the ball. Be 1st and 10 Cardinals. Starting from their 31-yard line.
I'm going to take this opportunity here. Merrimack TV's community channel features shows from residents. You can find our schedule at merrimacktv.com. Outdoors with Bob is Merrimack TV's longest-running program, produced by Merrimack living legend Bob LaRue and the OWB crew. Bob and his friends travel throughout New Hampshire, and their show has led them to Squam Lake Natural Science Center, the New Hampshire Aviation Museum, and many other Granite State destinations. Watch Outdoors with Bob on Merrimack TV, Channel 22, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday evenings. Want your own TV show? Email Nicholas and Justin at merrimacktv at merrimacknh.gov. Get involved today. Merrimack TV, your community, your voice. Thank you for watching.
Just a quick shout out there, too. Bob is quite a vital figure here in Merrimack, but let's not forget his wife, Fran, who's also watching the broadcast today. Vital piece of that programming as well.
Absolutely there. Big shout out to Bob and Fran is Bishop Guertin getting buttoned up here in the handoff to number 22. Merrimack defense looking strong here in the early stages of this game.
Wheeler and company. Gain of about 4 on that play.
Bishop Guertin quarterback Josh Larson having trouble finding some rhythm here early on. Merrimack, really a tough defense here. As any yardage is really tough to come by here for Bishop Guertin here in the early stages of the game. It is now 3rd and 7. Ball on the Guertin 34-yard line. Josh Larson looking to the sideline for the call here from head coach John Trisciani. Merrimack showing blitz here. Timeout, Guertin.
Something I realized as we were watching that formation there, the defensive backs for Merrimack are giving quite a bit of respect to the receivers for Guertin, perhaps respecting that speed as well.
Well, you've seen here in the early stages of the game, Ralph, that quarterback Josh Larson and quarterback Kyle Crampton, these are two young student athletes with really strong arms. You know, those throws have been right on the money so far. You know, it's just a matter of time before they're going to connect on some of these long strikes. I imagine that we're going to see some electricity and some pretty big plays later on as this game develops and as these offenses get into some rhythm.
Absolutely. Reminds me a little bit of that Patriots Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers back Super Bowl 38, where that first quarter started out as a chess match, really feeling out the scoreboard before exploding in that second quarter. And it would not surprise me if we see that tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me either, Ralph. It's very clear that these two teams are coming out with a pass-first mindset. Each team filling out the other defenses. Both defenses have stood tall. Merrimack not allowing much yardage. Bishop Guertin allowing 1 first down thus far. Bishop Guertin, shotgun formation, high snap right here. Larson brings it down, looking down the field, throws a strike. He's got a man, overthrows him just a little bit there. Tight coverage from Merrimack. Was almost able to get behind the safety right there. As it will now be 4th and 7 for Bishop Guertin. They'll bring out the punting unit.
As I mentioned earlier, it does look like the Bishop Guertin wide receivers do have some speed, and Merrimack is respecting that speed, as you can see from that coverage that they are deploying.
A bend but don't break style of defense right there, respecting the speed, the perimeter speed of BG. Again, a sound strategy right there from the Merrimack coaching staff.
It appears we had a penalty on the last play, too, for pass interference.
Was a pass interference call right there. Bishop Guertin will get the ball at approximately their own 49-yard line after that pass interference call. Be 1st and 10. Again, that was tight coverage on that last play. Tough call right there. Larson throwing out to the flat right there. Pass dropped. Unfortunately, that was by number 3. Number 3, Daniel Fleming, the junior.
Really like the reaction there from the defensive back for Merrimack, as that ball potentially could have been live had that been thrown backwards. So really, really heads-up play there to look for that loose ball just in case it had been.
Yeah, good football IQ and acumen demonstrated right there by Merrimack High School. Obviously a testament to the preparation that they're doing week in and week out in practice and the film that they're reviewing and all the hard work that the coaching staff has done in preparing these fine student athletes for this game. Short gain right there by Larson. It'll be 3rd and 10 from midfield.
This Merrimack defensive front is stout. The only real movement so far for BG has come in the form of that pass interference play. So kudos to this defense.
And sometimes that's all you need is just a little bit of the momentum, you know, and have a call go your way. We had some movement up front right there. Looks like it might be offsides on Merrimack, but we'll wait the referee's call here. Yep, the call is going to be offsides. Penalty on Merrimack. That's going to move BG past midfield, up 5 yards. To the Merrimack 46. If you're just tuning in and joining us here, either on the channel or on Facebook, we're coming to you live from Merrimack High School. Home opener here for the Merrimack Tomahawks as they're hosting the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. A Western Division rivalry here in Division I of the NHI AA football season. Larson calling his man in motion here. Hand off to number 3. He's going to try to cut right back up the middle. Taken down at the Merrimack 44.
BG really keeping a balanced attack here, looking to make some plays deep, but also not afraid to run the ball and chew up some clock and really just make a balanced attack towards that end zone.
You know, sometimes, Ralph, it's a matter of that offensive balance, right? The mixture of pass and run to keep the defense off balance here. You know, both of these offenses opened up very pass-heavy. Bishop Guertin now opting to run the football. Again, chewing up some clock, settling down a little bit. They had that pass interference call go their way earlier in the drive that gave them a 1st and 10 roughly at midfield, and they're really taking advantage of that right now. 4th and 2, opting to go for it here as they are in Merrimack territory. Bishop Guertin opting to take another timeout here.
That'll be interesting how that plays out moving forward, knowing that they'll have one remaining for the rest of the half. And we are still 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. So I'd like to know how that plays out, if there's any sort of last-minute opportunity for a 2-minute drive that BG has, or perhaps maybe to try to stop the clock to get the ball back.
And, you know, it's really been, you know, don't let the scoreboard fool you right now if you're just tuning in at home, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a really exciting game. Good back and forth action here. Both teams really coming out, trying to put some points up on the scoreboard early, looking to take to the air. Bishop Guertin here settled it down a little bit, opting to hand off. You know, as I'd mentioned, they'd really taken advantage of a pass interference call that went their way earlier in the drive. As Bishop Guertin is now, they had called a timeout. Really thinking through what they're going to do here on 4th and 2. 4th and 2, a legendary down and distance here in the region of New England. Just as a friendly reminder to everybody, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why the audio is cutting out, during these timeouts at the stadium, they are playing music that is copyrighted. So in order for us to maintain our ability to stream on Facebook to bring you this incredible programming, we have to drop that audio. So once that copyrighted music is finished playing, we will bring you right back to the action as that music is just wrapped up here and we return to the normal audio of the game. Josh Larson bringing him out here for 4th and 2. What direction are they going to go in here? Traditionally, this would be a running down, but they're coming out in a shotgun formation. Larson drops back, surveying the field, looking to the middle, throwing a strike down the field. Is he going to catch it? Yes, he can. To the 5, to the goal line. Touchdown. Bishop Guertin. Big call right there, ladies and gentlemen. Risking it all. What a call. Taking it to the house right there. Throwing that pass completed to number 7. That's Brendan Callahan, the captain. The senior-to-senior connection right there. Larson, the senior, getting his season started right, throwing a strike here to a wide-open Brendan Callahan.
I just want to credit Coach Tristiani there for that play call. I had brought up that they had spent 2 timeouts already here in this quarter, and we have a full quarter to go on top of this. That's an amazing play call, super productive. You get right on the board first, and you have a chance to jump out ahead against a defense that's been playing phenomenal. Quite a play call. Let's see how Merrimack responds.
Kick is up away, and it is good here for the extra point. First quarter action here coming to you from Merrimack High School. Bishop Guertin getting on the scoreboard first, 7 to Merrimack 0. Great first quarter here of football. Again, and Ralph, you hit the nail right on the head here. That was a great timeout that head coach John Tristiani had called. He obviously saw something in the defense that he wanted to exploit, and he obviously saw an opportunity there to take a risky strike downfield. It absolutely paid off. That gamble coming through, almost Belichickian in its approach right there, wouldn't you say?
It's quite a compliment to pay any coach, but I definitely can't say enough about that play call. You're looking at a situation where you have now spent 2 timeouts. You have just crossed midfield, and it is still anyone's game, but to get that first strike, that is quite an achievement. Let's see what Merrimack's response is and how BG responds on defense.
It'll be interesting to see if Merrimack head coach Kip Jackson decides that he's going to come out here and run the football in the first quarter. You know, as we had discussed earlier, Bishop Guertin took a bit more of a conservative approach after that pass interference call. They decided to run the football a little bit more, perhaps actually lulling Merrimack into a false sense of security, maybe cheating up there to the line of scrimmage, and they were able to complete that long touchdown strike. You have to figure here as Merrimack comes back on offense that junior quarterback Kyle Crampton And the Merrimack team is going to be looking to answer here quickly. Bishop Guertin kicking off here. Fielded at the Merrimack 25. Bringing it up there. That's number 40. Taking it out to what appears to be the Merrimack 35-yard line.
With the return, the first and
It was Ramello High taking that back.
from their 36
Linebacker, running back hybrid. Doing double duty, going both ways, playing both positions. Very common in high school football.
Solid starting field position, too, here for the Tomahawks with a real chance to answer back.
Handoff here to number 4. Tries to break that outside. Good gain right there, taking it up to the Merrimack 39-yard line.
gain of 4 on the play.
I really like that play call there. You've got 4 wide again, and you run the ball, and you had a little bit of success the last drive that you had running the ball from a spread formation. So I think you might be able to get some plays through on this BG defense that way and perhaps lull them to sleep for a big play deep.
It does appear there's some real estate right now up the middle. Good rush right there by BG. Crampton throwing off his back foot. Pass complete to number 4. Taking it all the way down to the Bishop Guertin 15-yard line. Quick strike right there. We told you, ladies and gentlemen, these two offenses are primed and ready to go. They came out throwing to start this game. And these passes are now finally starting to pay off here. Big, big gain right there to Merrimack. That pass completed to number 4. That is Jake Trahan.
Got to say, Dave, this is not your mom and dad's high school football. It's not even my high school football anymore. You know, we're not running the wing T offense. We are throwing out some crazy and intricate formations and making some amazing plays out there.
Absolutely. The wing T offense, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. No longer. It's really amazing to watch the evolution of these quarterbacks and the complex pro-style offenses that they're running here as Merrimack with a handoff to number 14.
Bring up 2nd and 4 for
I believe that is Jacob Eunice. It's a nice gain right there. Again, taking advantage of maybe some soft spots in the middle of the BG defense. Going right back to the well again here. Handoff again to number 14. That's Bunis.
handoff again.
Nice run right there. Finding some real estate here in the middle of the defense. Again, those 2 and 3 yard gains will turn into 5 and 6 yard games as they wear the defense down here.
And as we said earlier, it will definitely open up that passing game as well. I really enjoy the play calling right now here from Merrimack and Kip Jackson. They are looking for a strong rebuttal to that touchdown they let up, and I think we could see a tie game before the end of this quarter.
We might indeed, Ralph, as it's now 3rd and 3, men in motion here. Handoff inside. Looks like that's going to be a first down. Tough to tell from this angle.
Good enough for a tomahawk.
And it is, in fact, a Merrimack Tomahawks first down right there as they're going to get the ball, according to the scoreboard, spotted at the 10-yard line. This could be a tough distance, Ralph, particularly when it comes to play calling. Not a lot of real estate to move with here. It's almost too far to run, but maybe too close to run some of the more complex, long-developing pass routes that you would normally see as number 4 takes the handoff right there. Looks like he might be down just short of the goal line.
Just as we're discussing how difficult it can be to run a play inside the 10, they run quite a strong jet sweep there to get right to the 1 yard line where really anything can be called.
That's why I'm not calling the plays. I'm just doing the play-by-play. Handoff right here. Inside, wait the referee's official decision. Looks like it's going to be touchdown Merrimack right here as they answer Bishop Guertin's strike here as the pace has really picked up here in the first quarter. Great drive right there by Merrimack. Great play calling. A lot of that was made possible by Crampton's long pass to Jake Trahan over the middle there for a deep gain, and then some great play calling there in the red zone to help Merrimack put a touchdown here up on the board as we await the extra point to see if we can tie this up 7-7. The minute 41 here left in the first quarter.
Yeah, what a Friday night. What a way to get going. We've got 2 Titans out there on the field.
2 Titans, great back and forth action. Fall is in the air. Get your pumpkin spice. Get your apple cider donuts. This is great. Under the lights here. Friday Night Lights coming to you from Merrimack High School.
41 left in the quarter.
Great back and forth action here.
Score 7-all.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Merrimack TV is always seeking volunteers to cover school district events, not limited to sports, looking for camera operators, play-by-play analysts like Ralph and I, editing. If you're interested in seeing more school-based program on the channels, Merrimack TV staff will train and loan you out equipment at no cost. What a deal. Become involved. So please email merrimackTV@merrimacknh.gov. Contact Justin or Nicholas, as they'd love to have more volunteers, and we'd like to feature more school-related programming in the future. As we go back to the action here, minute 41 seconds here left in the in the first quarter. Tie ball game, 7-7. Both offenses here really putting on a great display in the early part of this game, as Bishop Guertin awaits a kickoff.
Fun little fact here, I believe the Merrimack Tomahawks helmet finished second in New Hampshire for best helmet in the competition they ran at the end of last year. And they do have quite a stunning uniform, I would like to say.
They do have quite a stunning uniform, a good combination of black and blue here as they look to perhaps bring the pain on their opponents throughout the course of this 2020 football season. Minute 30 left here. Bishop Guertin going to take the ball at their own 20-yard line. Probably the worst field position that they've had, that either team has had here for an opening drive, or since the opening drive of this game. Good kick right there by Merrimack. Good special teams, trying to perform well in all three phases of the game here.
We talked about it earlier. We did notice that field position could be a key to this game, as it is in most football games. And with the score tied, it looks like it will be today again.
Larson with the handoff here. Merrimack stuffing that right at the line of scrimmage. Good internal push right there by the nose tackles. Merrimack has really been tough to run on here in the early stages of this game. They have been really tough up the middle. Good second-level support from their middle linebackers. And really good push coming from their defensive tackles here, as it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Bishop Guertin 20-yard line. Quarterback Josh Larson coming from the shotgun. Both teams operating almost exclusively from the shotgun this evening. Handoff right here is going to be tackled in the black backfield.
That's a big boom right there coming through. I mean, whew, what a loss there on the play.
Good pursuit right here, Ralph. And as you've mentioned before, the Merrimack defensive line right here is getting a great surge up front here, anticipating the snap count, not fooled by the potential run-pass option. Reading these plays really, really well, as Bishop Guertin here getting really close to their own goal line. Outside of the last drive and the pass interference call, which resulted in Bishop Guertin be able to drive for the touchdown, the Merrimack defense has been quite stout here so far. Good edge pursuit right there. Ball is going up. Threw that one up for grabs. Almost picked off right there by Merrimack. Really tight coverage right there. Merrimack in the back pocket of Callahan. Callahan had caught that touchdown pass on the previous drive, if you remember. It's a great strike from Bishop Guertin quarterback Josh Larson.
Definitely thrown into some tight coverage there, but similar to a punt, that might have been a similar field position as what they might see here for the Tomahawks off a punt. So not a bad risk at all.
Definitely a good risk right there, doing the cost-to-benefit analysis as he read the field. Had that pass been intercepted, it likely would have provided Merrimack with the same field position as they would have gotten in a punt as the kick goes away here. Taking a bounce right there, it appears out of bounds on the Bishop Guertin sideline, as Merrimack will take over here on offense with 10 seconds left here as we wind down the first quarter. It's been an exciting first quarter.
Ball spotted on the Cardinals' 40-yard line, 1st and 10 Tomahawks.
Merrimack again with some really generous field position, taking this on the BG 40-yard line.
Dave, excuse me for a second. I just want to send a quick shout-out to Merrimack Tomahawk fans, Patrick and Ashley, watching the game on Merrimack.com in Massachusetts.
Big shout-out to Patrick and Ashley, two longtime fans of Merrimack TV. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining us.
Fournier on the carry. Tackled by Jirashi.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dave Carter, joined by my broadcast partner this evening, Ralph Carpentier. We are two volunteers that are really excited and proud to be a part of the Merrimack TV production of tonight's game, the inaugural Merrimack TV production of Merrimack High School football.
Not ones to boast themselves, but this is an award-winning community television station that you have here in town, and they are incredible, not just people, but producers of content, as are your fellow citizens and community members. So really, if you have an idea or a thought, reach out to Justin and Nicholas.
And again, you can reach them, Merrimack TV at merrimacknh.gov. Also want to shout out to our loyal Tomahawk fans out there that are watching both on the Merrimack TV channel and live and in living color on the Facebook feed on the Merrimack TV Facebook page. Great to see so many passionate fans tuning in at home, as this has really been a fantastic game thus far. Some offensive fireworks early on. 7-7, but really a very pass-heavy start to this game as we move into the second quarter of tonight's matchup. This a West Division tilt in Division I NHI AA football.
It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Tomahawks. Ball spotted on the Cardinals' 32-yard line.
Ball on the Cardinal 32. Merrimack, again, opting to come almost exclusively out of the shotgun here. Quarterback Kyle Crampton surveying the defense, rolling out to his left, looking to throw downfield, fires a strike. Good, strong throw. Just led his receiver a little bit too wide there. He was open. I believe that was number 4, Jake Trahan.
Little out of his reach. Bring up 3rd and 2 for the Tomahawks.
Strong play call there. Got the defense moving the direction you want. Got the receiver behind the defensive back. Just couldn't quite connect there. But you can see that that play is there.
There's definitely been some opportunities available to both Bishop Guertin and Merrimack High looking down the field. Both of these quarterbacks so immensely talented. I'm so impressed with the arm strength of Kyle Crampton. Really, and he was also making that throw going across his body as well as he rolled out to his left. That is not an easy athletic feat, ladies and gentlemen. Really displaying high level of talent and preparation. Handoff to number 14, going out wide here. Good gain. Is he going to get inside the 25-yard line?
Pushed out of bounds.
Should be a first down here for Merrimack.
Really interested to see if they'll stick with the misdirection there that they ran on that particular play. Definitely successful there. We'll see what Merrimack does on the remainder of this drive.
That handoff was to number 14, Jacob Bunis, who had the touchdown on the previous drive. Finding some daylight out there, running the football. Man in motion here. Fake the jet sweep. Looking to the end zone. Pass in the air. That one's going to be incomplete. Good coverage downfield by Bishop Guertin. Now be 2nd and 10. Merrimack with some really prime field position right here, just outside the red zone, knocking on the door. Perhaps eyeing up another touchdown here with 11:46 remaining in the second quarter. Crampton coming up to the line, delivering the call to his offensive line, surveying the defense here. Guertin showing blitz, doing as much. Good pressure right there on the outside. He's got a man open, flag down on the play.
Crampton's pass.
We'll have to see which direction that's going to go in here.
Ball's incomplete. Marker on the play.
Looks like this one might be coming back against Merrimack, but we'll wait the referee's call.
Looks like an illegal shift I might have seen there.
I believe that was an illegal shift.
Be assessed against the Tomahawks.
One of the concerns when running a complex offense, as we are seeing here from the Tomahawks, you do have some possibility for error in terms of execution. There are a lot of moving parts, and a lot of study goes into these plays, and that's something they're going to have to look at moving forward, ensuring that they don't
Absolutely.
their drive.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been so impressed with just the complexity of these offenses and, the amount of motion that you're seeing pre-snap. You've even seen Merrimack run a no-huddle offense. Those require a high degree of coordination. That requires a team that practices well. Some great coaching right there, which is very, very clear that you're seeing on both sides of the ball here, both from Bishop Guertin and from Merrimack. So you may see some illegal shifts here every now and again. As Merrimack 3rd and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
That penalty was declined, so a decision there made by BG coach Triciani to, instead of taking the yardage, take the down.
Smart call right there.
Penalty against the Tomahawks moves the chains back 5 yards. The 3rd and 15. Ball spotted on the BG.
It's a delay of game penalty right there, moving Merrimack back 5 yards. Crampton rolling out to his left, looking downfield again, throwing a strike. Almost completed that one. Really good coverage right there by the defensive back from Bishop Guertin. They were all over that. Crampton looking for another touchdown pass. Couldn't quite connect right there. But again, the opportunities have been available to Merrimack going down the field. You have to imagine they're going to keep taking those shots, especially given how productive it was in their last drive. 4th and 15 here. Merrimack on the Bishop Guertin 30-yard line. Merrimack's going to opt to run an offensive play here. Not seeing the benefit in punting. Feeling as though they give away the same field position anyways. BG with a strong rush here. Crampton escapes. Throw down the field. Pass complete. That's going to be just a bit short, maybe, of the first down marker.
Fournier with the reception.
Fortunately, I can't quite see the first down marker here.
First down.
That was short of a first down here, so Merrimack will change possession right here. They will turn the ball over on downs to Bishop Guertin.
Starting from there, 15
Bishop Guertin will take over here. It'll be interesting to see what they do here, Ralph. They had really spent some time running the football, beginning to establish that run. They ran into some tough internal pursuit, inside pressure here from the Merrimack defense. It'll be interesting to see if they go back to that again or if they try their luck out on the perimeter, handing the ball off.
Keep an eye here on the slot receiver for Bishop Guertin. He looked to be uncovered for a moment. We are seeing a run, but something
Play goes
to be
outside
aware
here.
of.
Looks like this play is going to be blown dead. Perhaps a false start on Bishop Guertin. We'll wait the referee's call.
plays whistle dead.
Referees are conferencing and concurring here in order to get the play right. Calling the play right, rather.
Let's give a quick shout out to the referees here. They're not dealing with any tablets or computers or any technology to help make these calls. This is live and living color, and it is a difficult job, folks.
No iPads or Microsoft Surface tablets here, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing it the old school way.
Dead. The 1st and 10 Cardinals.
Play was ruled dead. Repeat a first down here. 1st and 10 from the BG 15-yard line. Merrimack opted not to punt, but they did complete a pass, nearly picking up the first down on their last possession. In completing that pass, though, they really made the field position here tough on Bishop Guertin as their last two drives have started at the 20. Nice tackle right there. Good internal pursuit right there by number 79, breaking through the line, sniffing out that play behind the line of scrimmage. Tackle for a loss.
In the backfield by Sadowski. Marker on the play.
Sadowski is wreaking havoc today. That is not the first time his name has been called on the field today. He is blowing up the middle of that Cardinal offensive line and really making some plays.
That's Dylan Sadowski, ladies and gentlemen. Again, he has had a really strong game thus far. I've been really impressed. High motor. He is getting after the ball right here. Really good inside pressure. As Bishop Guertin has had all they can handle from the Merrimack defensive line thus far here. Still plenty of football left. 11 minutes, 12 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 10. Bishop Guertin on their own 15-yard line. Merrimack defense has stood tall here throughout this game, really with the exception of that one pass interference call, which gave Bishop Guertin a first down, and has really been tough sledding so far for the Bishop Guertin offense. Quarterback opting to keep it right here. Big run up the middle, seeing a lot of daylight. That's number 6, Bishop Guertin quarterback.
Amazing block
Josh
thrown
Larson.
on that play as well.
Opting to take that one on his own. Nice gain right there. Again, and Ralph, you had mentioned this before. The passing games of both of these teams, the pass-heavy focus has really opened up some great running lanes across the middle of the defense. That was really the first play where you've seen Merrimack break down in their discipline, their gap discipline, as Larson was able to find some daylight right there on the play-action fake, taking it on his own. Moving that right up the middle to the Bishop Guertin 35-yard line. That was a gain of 20 yards. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage right there, taken down by number 20. Nice play, Merrimack picking right where they left off. Really getting some pressure, giving the Bishop Guertin offensive lines all types of fits thus far.
2nd and 14. Ball spotted on the Cardinal 31-yard line.
Second and 14. Larson sending his running back out wide. Throw to him in the flat. Nice tackle right there, open field. Tackle by number 14 of the Tomahawks. Again, that's Bunis. Bunis having a great day on the ground and a real pivotal tackle right there on defense. Tackle for a loss and a touchdown. He's showing up all over the stat sheet here.
It's really impressive, Dave, to see someone out there read that play so quickly and make that reaction to cut that for a loss when that could really turn into a big play.
Great instincts at hand right there. Merrimack defense, well coached. 5-man rush. Merrimack almost getting to the quarterback to get the screen pass away here. Number 3 with some daylight to run. Making a nice gain right there, almost up to the first down marker.
I love watching a well-executed screenplay. One of the things that I find interesting is the way to beat a screenplay is a blitz, which we did see there from Merrimack. However, it is also the way to get beat when you execute exactly as necessary, and BG really there was on point.
Definitely a play that they have run several times in practice. As you can tell right there, they executed that flawlessly for a nice gain here. 4th and 1. Definitely a manageable down right here as BG opting to stay out there on offense. Larson surveying the field. Looking to his sideline here. See what the play call might be. Stoppage of play here on the field.
Looks like BG just called their 3rd and final timeout of the half with a full 8 minutes plus to go. That could be an interesting call.
Could be an interesting call in terms of clock management, especially as we get down towards the 2-minute warning of the second quarter here. The one thing that I will say, though, is that so far, you know, John Trisciani, head coach John Trisciani of Bishop Guertin, has really been dialing up his timeouts well. They came out of that the second timeout they had taken, and they threw a touchdown pass on 4th and 2. Let's see if he can go to the well here again and come up with another magical play.
Absolutely, Dave. 100% correct. We have seen some great play calling coming out of the timeout. And who am I to second guess that here when it has been so successful? We're at a turning point in the game potentially where if Bishop Guertin hits another big play after a timeout, we could be seeing another lead change.
This has all the makings here of a classic high-scoring matchup between two really well-prepared teams. Both offenses have put 7 points up on the board thus far. Both passing attacks looking sharp. 4th and 1 here. What's Bishop Guertin going to do? Merrimack rushing 4. Larson's going to take that right up the middle. Nice run right there. He's going to pick up the first down. Conservative play call right there compared to what they had done on 4th and 2.
Just want to shout out some of the sportsmanship out there right now between Larson and number 60 here from Merrimack, helping each other up after that play. two teams competing hard, but always playing within the rules and playing with a level of respect for each other. That's what this game is all about.
It's great to see that gracious professionalism being displayed there by these young student athletes. Larson takes a snap handoff here. He's going to keep it. Excuse me. Very well done right there, faking me out in the broadcast booth. Larson takes that out.
I think he might have faked you out more than he faked out the defensive line there, Dave.
That's why I'm doing the play-by-play and not playing middle linebacker today. Great play right there. Gain of 1.
From their 48-yard line.
It'll really be interesting to see what the toll of this fairly long drive will have on the Merrimack defense as we move into the end of this quarter and into the second half.
Larson really well protected right there. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a coverage sack. Merrimack doing a great job covering up receivers down the field. The Bishop Guertin offensive line held up for as long as they could. This Merrimack High School pass rush has been ferocious thus far.
Ball came out, ruled down.
This is incredible to watch. Dylan Sadowski right now has 2 huge sacks and some amazing plays up the middle there, getting some pressure with his teammates. What a defensive line. What a defensive team. Great play.
Merrimack, again, looking really strong here defensively in the early going. 3rd and 13, Larson. Pass out to the flats, dropped by number 7. That's going to be ruled incomplete, as it will now be 4th down and 13 yards. Bishop Guertin on the Merrimack, on the Bishop Guertin 45-yard line. Looks like Guertin is going to bring out their punting unit here.
Really, really impressive stand there from Merrimack. Bishop Guertin was looking to drive there, had a strong 4th down conversion, and the Tomahawks held strong, and they're about to give their offense another chance here to take the lead.
Kick away right there. That ball is going to sail out of the back of the end zone. Merrimack will take over on downs from their own 20-yard line.
Rolls into the end zone. Ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line.
Merrimack TV's community channel features shows from residents. Find our schedule at merrimacktv.com. Chattin' with Janine, hosted by Janine Nodder, features conversation about New Hampshire politics with guests that are local and around the country. Watch new episodes of their programs on Merrimack TV, Channel 22. Merrimack TV has so many TV shows and are always looking for me. Want to add your own TV show? Email Nicholas and Justin at merrimacktv at merrimacknh.gov. Get involved today. Merrimack TV, your community, your voice. Thank you for watching. As we return back here to the action, second quarter, 5 minutes and 46 seconds left here. Tie ball game, 7-7.
2nd and 10 Tomahawks.
Another very close play there. Had the defender by a step, just couldn't bring the ball in. I think we're looking at potential for some more big plays as this game progresses.
It's really fascinating to see both of these teams operate almost exclusively out of the shotgun as Crampton rolls out to his right looking downfield, completes a pass right there. Should be enough for a 1st down. Fournier with a nice grab right there.
Very Julian Edelman-esque route there on that play.
Not a Tom Brady-esque rollout right there. I think Kyle Crampton has far higher level of athleticism than TB12. Maybe more of a Cam Newton, which would be more appropriate given our current starting quarterback for the local pro team. Merrimack opting to take that outside right there. Nice run. Field's starting to open up here for Merrimack. Crampton bringing him right back to the line of scrimmage here with the no-huddle offense. Handoff right there to number 4. He's going to take that up the middle. Look at Crampton getting out there in front with a block. Nicely done as they're going to take that up to midfield with another 1st down. Merrimack starting to roll here.
Getting a lot out of the run game here from that spread formation. That first run being a little bit of a misdirection. That last one closer to an RPO. But we are really seeing some very impressive running from Merrimack right now.
Good decision making too out of quarterback Kyle Crampton. Nice throw right there. Good tackle. We'll see if that's ruled complete or not. He may have dropped that.
Crampton's pass complete to Trahan.
Looks like they are going to credit
Loss of 3 on
Trahan with the catch. Trahan's also had a great ball game on offense. Two of your standouts so far have been Jake Trahan and Jacob Bunis,
yard line.
both with some pretty key plays in Merrimack's touchdown drive.
Bring up 2nd and 13 for the Tomahawks.
Been impressed with Crampton's decision-making, as I mentioned thus far. 4 minutes, 25 seconds here left in the second quarter. Good pressure right there. That's going to be an incomplete pass from Crampton as he had defenders all over him in his face. Good pass rush right there from Bishop Guertin. The Cardinal matching almost the ferocity of Merrimack's pass rush thus far.
Yeah, that's a real difficult pass to get off there. I'm pretty impressed with the ability to even get that in the vicinity of the receiver with that kind of pressure. And
Really impressive to see that level of pocket presence out of somebody, out of a high school quarterback. The level of play here has just been fantastic thus far. Kyle Crampton looking fantastic as he rolls out to his left, looking down the field, fires a bomb. Let's see if it gets caught.
what a play.
Looks like that's a catch,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen. He's going to reel that in.
Another huge completion.
Beautiful grab right there. My goodness gracious. Kyle Crampton not afraid, looking like an old gunslinger right there, firing it down the field for a complete pass, bringing that deep into Bishop Guertin territory here at 4:13 left in the second quarter. Merrimack bringing him right back to the line of scrimmage. Jet sweep handoff here to number 23. He's going to try to bring it outside. Can he get in? Touchdown!
Touchdown.
Merrimack. Big score right there out of Merrimack. Great sequence of plays called right there by Merrimack head coach Kip Jackson, facilitated there by quarterback Kyle Crampton. Really a wonderful job right there as the camera zooms in on the Merrimack High School Marching Band. We will hear from them at halftime, led by instructor Patricia Cunningham. Looking forward to that show. But in the meantime here, we'll go back to the action. Merrimack with the extra point here, trying to pull ahead by 7.
I am in awe of that drive, though. What a drive. Defensive stand, really turns that momentum, comes back, puts another 7 on the board. That's 14 unanswered points for the Merrimack Tomahawks tonight.
Ralph, not only 14 unanswered points here from Merrimack, but really looking strong in all phases of the game. They have really pinned Bishop Guertin down with field position. They've had some punts that have really driven Bishop Guertin back. They've looked good by finishing off these drives by completing the point after attempt. That's not an easy kick to make. They've looked good on defense, really a great pass rush so far, and obviously on offense, Crampton is just firing on all cylinders. He is taking some risks down the field, and they are paying off as he's throwing some strikes. Really impressive arm strength, really impressive touching the ball, as Merrimack has looked really fluid here in the early going.
Yeah, I gotta say, Bishop Guertin's a tough team, and this is quite a fight. But Merrimack is really winning those battles up front where it's really important both on the offensive and defensive line. And that has proven to be a tremendous benefit, the way that they've been able to run the ball behind this line, the protection that Crampton's had. And then on the other side of the ball, that D-line is just really wreaking havoc, and they're getting good coverage downfield. Really just a team effort all around. And as you said earlier, that punt team, also great on coverage. The punts are getting out there. They're really giving Bishop Guertin a heck of a time out there that's really going to make them work hard to win this game, and that's what we want to see tonight.
All
Tough game.
they can handle, Ralph, right here is that kick's going to go out of bounds. It'll give field position to Bishop Guertin, and I believe their 35-yard line. And it's interesting, too, because you brought up a great point around, we were talking a lot about the complexity of the offenses here that we're seeing and some of the overall risk-taking that you're seeing both of these teams engaging in throwing the ball downfield, not having any fear throwing it downfield, and it's really paying off. But you mentioned the battle at the line of scrimmage, and no matter how complex these offenses get in football, it always comes down to the big guys in the middle duking it out for supremacy. The team that wins the battle at the line of scrimmage oftentimes will be the team that comes out ahead on the scoreboard here. And thus far, Merrimack really doing a great job winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Both the offensive and the defensive line have been strong, doing a great job giving Crampton enough time to make those throws downfield. Also, credit to head coach Kip Jackson. A lot of those play calls have had Crampton rolling out of the pocket to buy him a little bit of extra time. Very clear he's a very mobile quarterback with a strong arm, even able to make those down the field throws across his body. looking real strong thus far.
Just an incredible football game here on Friday night in Merrimack. Looking forward to what this battle will be as the night continues.
Especially as we roll into the second half here. Merrimack kicking the ball off again as they had an illegal procedure call on them after the last one. Good, strong kick right here. They're going to field that at about the Bishop Guertin 13-yard line. Good coverage down here as BG trying to bust this outside. They're going to get up to their own 29-yard line as they will take over on offense. Quarterback Josh Larson, he's looked strong thus far. He's had a couple of open receivers that he's missed, but those throws have definitely been there, and I imagine BG is going to go back to the well here by throwing the football as they try to tie this score up here before the half.
First and 10, BG.
Yeah, I think moving the ball through the air, they definitely had that big touchdown pass from Larson earlier in the game, and that has been where they've had the most success. And running the ball against this defensive line has been a challenge.
Tougher than a $2 steak, as they say. Merrimack very stout in the center of their defense. That ball may have come out right there. Referee may be blowing that whistle, may have blown that play dead, as the ground may have caused that.
Yeah, it looks like Rium was already down there on that play for Bishop Guertin.
Gain of 5 on the play.
You are seeing a high football IQ, though, out of Merrimack. You had mentioned this earlier. You know, they're waiting for that whistle to blow before they believe that the play is dead. That is the way to play the game, folks. That football is live until you're told it's not. So really just a testament here to both coaching staffs in general. Been very impressed with the preparation that Coach Trisciani has done with his Bishop Guertin group, and obviously Kip Jackson has his team ready to go here. Merrimack showing blitz. They crowd the line of scrimmage. Handoff here. That's going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage again. That has been the theme of tonight, folks. Merrimack with a great surge at the line of scrimmage. Bishop Guertin, all they can handle trying to...
Sadowski. That's the name we're hearing all day today in that front seven for the Merrimack Tomahawks. He has been a terror. I don't think I'd want to line up on the other side of him right now.
I certainly wouldn't either. It looks like they've moved him around all night on the defensive line, so he has been picking on all these offensive linemen, really getting some great penetration into the backfield, stopping a lot of these plays for losses. He has been wreaking havoc thus far. Larson from the shotgun takes the ball back, looking down the field. Pressure from Merrimack again. That's number 60. They're going to flush him out of bounds here, almost getting back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like that's going to be close to a loss in the play.
Loss of 3 on the play will bring up 4th and 10 for the Cardinals. Ball spotted on the 30-yard line.
I also want to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to give a shout-out to 2 hard-working gentlemen that are helping bring us the action tonight, and that is Nicholas LaValle, who's on camera tonight at Merrimack High School on the field, capturing the action of this game, and also Justin Slez, who's back in the studio running graphics. Thank you both to those gentlemen as they are keeping us on schedule and helping Merrimack TV bring to you the home opener for Merrimack High School, the inaugural broadcast of Merrimack High football, hopefully the first of many to come here. Really proud to be a part of this broadcast tonight with my partner, Ralph Carpentier.
Really just a great team effort here. What a professional studio and team to work with, and just an honor to be a part of something like this. You know, student athletes going out there competing on a Friday night, looking for that big W. This is awesome.
And this excitement isn't just going to be limited to our student athletes tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a performance by the Merrimack High School Marching Band, led by instructor Patricia Cunningham. That is really going to be a great show. As you know, Merrimack High has a superb and excellent music program. And in addition to the marching band led by Patricia Cunningham, instructor RJ Beck is going to lead the chamber choir in chorus. You've probably heard some of the choir performances in the past at the MHS graduation ceremonies and the Celebration of Song concert, as both have been featured right here on Merrimack TV. And as always, we can't thank Patricia Cunningham and RJ Beck enough for just what their music does, both for students and for the community at large. Thank you to Patricia and to RJ and to the students and the band. Really looking forward to that halftime performance. That is one of the traditions right here that has me excited, pumped up and jacked up for tonight's action. As BG sneaking into the backfield right there. Tackle for a loss. One of the rare tackles for a loss right here that Merrimack's had to endure on offense. Bishop Guertin getting into the backfield right there. Trahan's had himself a great game thus far. It's been the Trahan and Bunis show, taking handoffs and passes from Crampton. Incomplete pass right there.
Little miscommunication there between the receivers and the quarterback. That'll happen. This is a complex system and a complex game, and we'll see them get right back on the same page as we have seen for the majority of this evening. This is a talented Tomahawk football team on the offensive and defensive side.
Very talented team on both sides of the ball here. And as you mentioned, you will see some miscommunications from quarterbacks and wide receivers. Again, you're seeing pro-style offenses here tonight. They're running 1 through 9 on the route running tree. You know, there's options baked into a lot of these plays. You're seeing a lot of motion. A lot of complexity being executed flawlessly. So you will occasionally see, right there as BG puts some pressure on there, that play is going to be blown dead as an incomplete pass.
Not to mention,
play right there.
Not to mention, you've mentioned this earlier, Dave, but they are student athletes. So this isn't just the only thing they're focusing on during the year and during the week. They've got homework. They've got assignments to work on. They've got classes to attend. They are the epitome of student athletes, and it is important to remember the amount of effort that they're putting in there on the field tonight, but also during the week.
Couldn't have said that better myself, as with 1:40 left, past the 2-minute warning here. Merrimack looking to punt here from their own 40-yard line. Snap is away clean, kick is away clean. Good punt. Guertin looking to field this one. They're going to let that fall behind them as Merrimack is going to down that inside the 20-yard line. Beautiful kick right there. Again, Merrimack looking great in all 3 phases of the game. And I think, Ralph, you raised an interesting point. These are student athletes with a big exclamation point on the word student. Great to see these young men performing well in the classroom and also right here on the field to play on the gridiron, working hard on their studies and their academics, being good members of the community here, and obviously coming out, representing their school proudly, representing their families and their community proudly as they kick off here their home opener, taking on Bishop Guertin High School. Bishop Guertin will get the ball at halftime, as Merrimack had won the coin toss and opted to receive. Larson dropping back here, almost picked off. That pass is going to be completed. Tackle at the Bishop Guertin, we'll call it the 23-yard line.
Bear in mind, we did mention this earlier as well. BG did use all 3 timeouts for the half so far. 2 times coming out of 4th down, 1 very successful leading to a touchdown. The other did extend a drive that ultimately resulted in a punt. However, BG is working against the clock here.
Larson looking downfield, deep throw into double coverage right there. Pass incomplete. Looking to take a shot down the field there. Good upfield pressure from Merrimack and good triple coverage down the field there. That was going to be a tough one to thread the needle on. Good attempt by Larson nonetheless here. Incomplete pass with under a minute left. Again, as Ralph had mentioned, Bishop Guertin spent 2 of their timeouts in the first quarter. One of those timeouts that they spent did lead to a touchdown on 4th and 2. However, if they're going to try to manage the clock here as they pick up the first down, they may run into some trouble. You may see them spike the ball.
If they don't get the first down too, bear in mind that Merrimack has all 3 timeouts, and I know there's less than a minute left on the clock, but does Merrimack look to try to make a statement before the half and get up, to 17 or 21 points? Really take a little bit of a commanding lead into the half.
Well, I can tell you right now, if I'm quarterback Kyle Crampton, I'm looking at head coach Kip Jackson. I'm saying, Coach, let me sling it, baby. I think I can put 7 more up on the board, so it'll be interesting to see how Merrimack comes out here.
Strong run from BG there that led to that first down.
May have spoke too soon here as BG did pick up the first down again. We'll see if Merrimack's able to get this ball back with any time. I think Bishop Guertin may be content here to work the clock down and then take the ball at the beginning of the second half here, as Merrimack did opt to receive the kickoff.
Looks like we have an injury timeout.
Looks like we may have an injury timeout on the field.
Looked to be number 28, Sean Morley there. Hope he's all right. It looks like we're going to get back to the action, but obviously, again,
You never like to see that in any athletic endeavor, so we hope that he's okay as we move on here. 1st and 10. Clock is running here, under 30 seconds remaining. Merrimack up a touchdown. Pass out to the sideline, complete. That pass is going to be complete to number 5. That is Connor Guibord. Hopefully I pronounced that properly.
Larson's pass complete to Callahan.
Larson
that was
really
Callahan
got
on
a
the
good
catch.
pass off there, too, with a whole lot of pressure in his
BG
face.
first down. Ball's on their 44-yard line. And we have a timeout, Tomahawks.
Timeout here, Merrimack. Again, ladies and gentlemen, halftime is almost upon us. We have an incredible show from the Merrimack High School Marching Band, led by instructor Patricia Cunningham, as they're going to play an amazing halftime show for you guys. Can't say this enough. The Merrimack High School has a fantastic music program. And in addition to the marching band led by Patricia Cunningham, instructor RJ Beck is going to lead the chamber choir and chorus during performance. You may have heard the choir performances at the Merrimack High School graduation ceremonies and the Celebration of Song concert, as both have been featured on Merrimack TV. Want to say thank you to Patricia and RJ, as we appreciate everything that they do, both for students and for their community. Their music means so much, and their service to these students is incredible. So thank you to those folks, as we really, really look forward to that halftime performance. There is nothing better than fall football on a Friday night with a good halftime show from the marching band. Wouldn't you say, Ralph?
Absolutely, Dave. I think it's really important to stress that these students here in both endeavors work very hard, both on the football field and then also when it comes to music and the arts. And it is really important that we support our community in terms of athletics, music, the arts, even visual arts like we see here today, and the programming that you'll see on Merrimack TV.
Larson rolling out to the left right there, taking a shot down the sideline.
Larson's
Pass
intended to
incomplete.
Kelleher falls incomplete. The 2nd and 10 BG.
2nd and 10 here, the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. It'll be interesting to see if they opt to run another play here, if they take a knee and run the clock out. It looks like Josh Larson's going to stay out there and run another play. They should have time for at least 2 more plays.
I think coming into play a little bit here, too, is I believe Merrimack still has all their timeouts, unless they lost one with the injury timeout earlier. At that point, they'd still have 2, so they could stop the clock. So I think it's important that BG run some plays here. Although I question a pass play there with some time on the clock.
Pass attempt to Fleming.
He had his man open there and down the seam. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite make the connection, but that play was there.
3rd and 10 for the Cardinals.
Interesting play call nonetheless, though.
With 11 seconds left in the half.
Again, BG had a key 3rd down conversion earlier in this drive. Let's see if they can pull another rabbit out of the hat here on 3rd and 10.
And as David mentioned, they will be getting the ball back. So if you can do the old Belichick double score, that's what they're looking for.
Trying to put up as many points on the board here before we get to the half. Larson short pass right here, complete to number 7. He's going to be tackled down short
Larson's pass complete to Callahan.
of the first down here.
On the play. And that brings up the end of the half.
And that is the end of the half here, ladies and gentlemen.
7.
Merrimack High School 14, Bishop Guertin 7, and what was a really exciting half of football right there. Really just a great back and forth action. Both teams putting up some serious yardage and some points up on the scoreboard as well. Not being afraid to throw the ball downfield. Been particularly impressed with Kyle Crampton here in the first half. He has looked really sharp for Merrimack, as has Jacob Bunis and Jake Trahan as well. Bunis with a touchdown on the ground. Really looking strong on defense there, as well as Jake Trahan with some good grabs through the air.
Don't forget one of my favorites out there, Dylan Sadowski there on the defensive line. As a former defensive player myself, that is what I like to see. Those guys really wreaking havoc up front. He's got 2 sacks, quarterback pressures, tackles for losses, that whole defense too. Wow.
Looking really good. I tell you what, if this is a Thanksgiving game, we'd be giving a big old turkey leg to Dylan for his performance so far through the first half. I imagine he's going to keep that up here in the second half.
I don't have an all-state vote, but if I did, he'd be getting one.
He's looking strong so far. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we will be joined by our marching band here, the Merrimack High Marching Band, led by Patricia Cunningham.
Tonight's show features music from Paul Simon. The band is led on the field by senior drum majors Amber Lyons and Rohan Siravisian. Ladies and gentlemen, the Merrimack
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break and allow you to enjoy the halftime festivities with the Merrimack High School Marching Band.
Tonight we're going to take some time to recognize the Tomahawk Marching Band seniors. First we have Erin Barnes, supported by her dad Richard, boyfriend Brandon, next we have Michael Clark, and here to support Michael, his mom Irene, and his dad Stuart. Next we have Abigail Cody, here supporting Abigail, her mom Dawn, and her dad Ken, sisters Lucy and Sadie. Our next senior is Will Feltus, supported by his mom Brisa, his father Will, grandparents John and Rosa. Natalia Giraldo is our next Tomahawk senior, here to support Natalia, her mom Claudia, her dad Wilmer, and her brother Stephen. Next we have Catherine Janicki, here to support Catherine, her mom Monica, her dad Adam, and her brother Joseph. Up next, we have Amber Lyons. Here supporting Amber, her mom Brenda, her dad John, her brother Sean, and her grandmother Pauline. Our next senior is Andrew Martin. Here supporting Andrew, his mom Ann, his dad Chuck, and his sister Samantha. Our next senior is Lillian McDonough. Here supporting Lillian, her stepmother Kathleen, her dad William, and her brother Zachary. Ethan Clark is our next senior. Here supporting Ethan, his dad Dana, and his uncle Joe. Next up, Jacob Scavarelli, supported by his mom Tracy. Our next Tomahawk senior, Clara Schaefer. Here supporting Clara, her mom Jen, her dad Carl, and her sister Abby. Rohan Srinivasan is our next Tomahawk senior. Here supporting Rohan, mom Arun, dad Subhash, and brother Kishan. Our last Tomahawk senior is Sean Trimper. Here with Sean is his mom Maureen and his brother Andrew. Let's have another round of applause for our senior Tomahawk marching band. We hope you enjoyed tonight's game and help to support your school and community by practicing proper social distancing.
And fall is in the air. All the traditions are at play. We're getting a marching band show. At halftime, we're getting some gridiron action on a wonderful Friday night underneath the Friday night lights. Man, this is fall. It can't get any better than this, can it, Ralph?
Absolutely not. We got to see an amazing first half from both teams. Some really challenging plays out there. Really, really strong effort from both sides. And then a great halftime show from a talented marching band that also got to celebrate a little bit of a senior night here today, it looks like.
Absolutely. Great to see those seniors out there with their families, really celebrating what I would imagine to be 4 years of incredible effort in the marching band. I got to tell you that anytime you pick up a musical instrument and you join a marching band, I have no musical talent at all. I don't know about you, but that's a great accomplishment, and really those young students should be very proud of themselves.
I hear you. I can barely walk and talk, let alone play an instrument and walk at the same time, like in a choreographed manner. Like, it is a sport in itself, and I am, really honored to get a chance to watch them perform tonight. And best of luck to them throughout the rest of this year.
Absolutely, and it's a good thing it's a good thing walking and talking. While it might not be your skill set, at least we're sitting down for tonight's event, as you can talk from the comfort of your chair. As we prepare here for the second half here, folks, Merrimack ahead of Bishop Guertin 14-7. Really, the first half was typified by some offensive fireworks, wouldn't you say, Ralph?
Absolutely. I think we saw a kind of feeling out process in that first quarter as both teams tried to get a real sense of what the other team was going to do. And we have seen both teams primarily in the shotgun with 3 or 4 receivers wide, 1 back in the backfield, the occasional tight end in those 3 receiver sets, and a lot of attempts downfield, some running as well. And it's been quite interesting. I think that story of the first half for me was Bishop Guertin had the opportunity for that double score chance late in the second quarter, which would allow them to potentially tie the game and then getting the ball back here. Unfortunately, that didn't work out with the stout defense from Merrimack, and we've seen just some amazing standouts on both sides of the ball. Again, I have been a fan of Dylan Sadowski on that defensive line, moving around everywhere, inside, outside, wreaking havoc, making plays. But again, it's on an individual effort. That can't just happen with one guy. You're looking at someone who is being supported by players behind him, whether it's the inside linebackers, the outside linebackers, his fellow linemen, the coverage deep. I mean, I have been really interested in the way this defense has played for Merrimack.
It's really been a great effort for Merrimack High School in all three phases of the game, offensive, defense, and special teams there. As you mentioned, Sadowski really having a fantastic start to this game, a great first half. He's really been doing just fantastic work thus far.
Looks like we're preparing for that Merrimack Tomahawk team to enter the field. There they are.
And here they come out here for the start of the second half again. Merrimack elected to receive the ball in the first half, so Bishop Guertin will take control on offense here to start the third quarter. Really, that first half was typified by Kyle Crampton really being willing to take some strikes downfield. Merrimack with a very high-powered offense, several big plays that went their way. Again, like you had mentioned, they looked great in both phases, both on offense and defense here. And I would suspect here to see Crampton continue to take shots down the field. They've had a lot of luck with him rolling in and out of the pocket, and he's been able to find open receivers and throw some really strong strikes that have resulted in some scoring drives.
Totally, Dave. I'm definitely on board with that. I think we'll see some passing here to kick off this third quarter, and if they're able to maintain this lead or add to it, we might see them start to lean back on that running game that has been very effective, again, from that spread formation. But let's not count out this Bishop Guertin Cardinal team. This is a perennial powerhouse in New Hampshire football, and they aren't going anywhere. So I am excited for this first 12 minutes of the third quarter and seeing where we're going to go.
Absolutely, Ralph, as Merrimack prepares here to kick off to Bishop Guertin. Again, plenty of football left to play here as we have the entire second half in front of us as we are coming to you from Merrimack High School. The kick to Bishop Guertin, fielded at the Bishop Guertin 15-yard line. Taking up the right sideline, he's got some daylight. What is he going to do with this? 21 is going to be the last person that's going to be able to stop him. If Bishop Guertin get this blocked up, he may score a touchdown. Looks like he may have fallen just short of the goal line.
Just short of the goal line. Wow, what a return to start the half.
An amazing return right there. Bishop Guertin, you just said there's plenty of football left here, and while Bishop Guertin's down 7, this is going to be a great start as they begin to crawl back into this game.
That is really a momentum shifter right there, and we had talked about all the phases of the game that Merrimack has been so strong in, special teams being one in terms of coverage and kicking. But what a well-blocked and executed play there from Bishop Guertin, all the way down to what looks like maybe the 1-yard line. That's a tough one to not get in on that, but I think they've got a shot here.
You have to imagine they're going to take 4 shots at this on the 1-yard line here.
Yeah, there's no way they're coming away with 3 points. It's 7 or bust, my friend.
Just the general feeling that I get, too, just watching this team as they've played aggressively so far. Larson on the keeper. Looks like he's going to get in here.
Looking a lot like Cam Newton throughout most of that game this last weekend for the Patriots. Able to just plow ahead for that touchdown.
Most certainly so right there, Ralph, as Josh Larson takes it on the quarterback keeper for a touchdown. Slide 6 points over on the abacus for Bishop Guertin High, the Cardinal here, as they line up to take the point after attempt. Quick strike right there. Again, special teams is the name of the game with a near 80-yard return all the way back to the house.
For those of you out there that are a little bit younger, an abacus is what you would now refer to as a calculator. It's that thing found on your phone when you swipe up from the bottom.
That is correct. Kick is away, and it is good. Tie ball game right here at Merrimack High School. Merrimack High 14, Bishop Guertin 14. BG coming back here with a quick strike off the back of a really great kick return. Again, special teams can often make the difference in a lot of these games, and I'd imagine that this one is absolutely going to come down to the last minutes here. I'd imagine that this game is going to be very tight as we go into the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of football left here, but the way that these two teams are putting points up on the board, I would imagine that this one is going to be a nail-biter.
Yeah, I was already excited heading into this half. We had a great halftime performance from this Merrimack High School marching band. And now we've got a tie ball game in just 19 seconds into the third quarter. I am stunned.
Quick striking offenses right here. It'll be interesting to see how Merrimack decides to answer. I would imagine that head coach Kip Jackson, quarterback Kyle Crampton are going to look to take to the air again here as Bishop Guertin prepares to kick it away from their own 40-yard line. Third quarter, again, if you got up to go get a snack and you missed the last 19 seconds, Bishop Guertin has tied this game after a near 80-yard kick return that almost resulted in a touchdown, tackle at the 1-yard line. And then Bishop Guertin quarterback Josh Larson on the keeper took it in. Squib kick right there to the 30. Merrimack's going to take that out of bounds at approximately their own 31-yard line as they will open up here, 1st and 10 on offense. Merrimack High School offense led by Kyle Crampton coming back out onto the field. Crampton had a really strong first half. I'd imagine he's going to keep that up here.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Hyde there on the catch. That is his second time as the up man. He's been able to field the kick and maintain control, get that ball out of bounds for good position.
And that's Romello Hyde, who also plays linebacker as well. Not an easy thing to do here. On the handoff to number 4. Up the middle here for a gain of what looks like 4 or 5 yards. 5 officially.
Ball spotted just outside the 35-yard line.
Crampton taking the play call from the sideline. Going under center, delivering that call to his offensive line. Calling out the blocking package here. 5 wide from Merrimack High. Crampton looking to get rid of it quickly. Quick strike right there to number 9. He is wrapped up short of the first down. Nice little pitch and catch right there, just outside the hash marks.
Crampton really executed an amazing play there, and the receiver coming back for that ball. That was tight coverage, but that comeback route was pure perfection for that.
Timing was right on point right there. Receiver grabbing the ball right at its highest point. Handoff right here to number 14. I believe that is Bunis. He's going to pick up the first down.
Gain of about 4 on the play. Long enough for a tomahawk. First down.
As the crowd
Gutsy
the first
call
down
there
right
on your own side of the field there, and running it on 4th and 2. You mentioned it earlier. That is definitely a challenging play to make, and they executed with perfection.
It's not uncommon either, Ralph, to see high school teams when they get to the midfield area to maybe not necessarily run their punting unit out there, but actually try to pick up the yardage. Definitely still, though, a really gutsy call there on 4th down to hand that off as they get stuffed here trying to go up the middle. Bishop Guertin tightening up right there.
2nd and 9 tomahawks.
Merrimack slowing it down here a little bit, opting to not go immediately to the line of scrimmage with the play.
I wonder if the coach had some amazing amount of confidence in his defense. If they didn't come up with that, the way that defense has been playing, maybe you do go for that. And the way the offense is executed, absolutely.
Yeah, Kip Jackson right there definitely showing a lot of confidence in his defense, and rightfully so. I mean, they have looked fantastic so far, through the game. They have really made it tough on Bishop Guertin to move the ball. Outside of Bishop Guertin's points have really come from a long pass interference call that they were able to convert into 7 points with a few more plays, and then that long kick return, obviously. So not to take anything away from the Bishop Guertin offense, but thus far the Merrimack defense has looked strong. But again, you really have to compete in all 3 phases of the game, and thus far Bishop Guertin's been able to do that, and they have pulled even here, 14-14. As Merrimack on 3rd and 9, Crampton surveying the defense, one back behind him. He's got time to throw. Pass completed right here to number 4. That is going to be Jake Trahan. See where that spot is right here.
Trahan, excuse me.
Difficult spot there from the referee. It's a tough call to make. Was Trahan coming back for that ball? Was his momentum carrying him that far back, or was there a dead ball a little bit further up? You will never know, but definitely a tough spot for Merrimack here for 4th and 4.
Tough spot right here in 4th and what appears to be a long 4. They're going to punt. Likely a smart call right here again. Head coach Kip Jackson maybe not wanting to tempt fate twice by going forward on 4th down, opting here to punt and put the trust in his defense here. As Bishop Guertin will take over on downs here.
1st and 10 Cardinals, starting from their 25-yard line.
At their 25-yard line.
Merrimack TV's community channel features shows from residents, Find our schedule at MerrimackTV.com. Let Freedom Ring, a newer show hosted by Dan Bolio, covers a variety of topics, current events, pop culture. Dan's show is something for everyone, and Merrimack TV is happy to have him and his outgoing personality. Watch new episodes of Dan's Let Freedom Ring on Merrimack TV Channel 22. You want your own TV show? Well, that's a possibility. Email Nicholas and Justin at Merrimack TV at Merrimack, New Hampshire, at merrimacknh.gov. Get involved today. Merrimack TV, your community, your voice. Thanks for watching.
And a shout out to Dan Bolio, who I know is at home watching this game. One of the most hardcore sports fans that I know, and an excellent professional wrestling fan as well. Shout out to Dan. Make sure you do check out his show, Let Freedom Ring, and all of the wonderful programming here on Merrimack TV.
Larson's pass intended for Callahan.
Incomplete pass right there from Larson.
Ball's incomplete.
Pass to Callahan right there. Callahan's been one of his favorite targets so far. Bishop Guertin 3rd and 5 here on their own 30-yard line. Again, the Merrimack defense looking strong thus far. Look out for number 79 here, lining up at right end. You'd imagine he's going to be pinning his ears back here and really rushing the passer, trying to get after it.
If I was more creative, I would be giving him an amazing nickname right now, but I've got nothing.
Maybe we'll think of one before the end of the broadcast right here. Sadowski, again, right there, was in good pursuit, was able to get by his blocker, making Larson feel the pressure right there as he had to roll out to his right, as it'll now be 4th and 5 with 8 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Bring up 4th and 5 for the Cardinals.
Looks here that Bishop Guertin Cardinal will send out the punting unit. John Trisciani opting not to go for it here, but rather putting some trust and some faith in his defense. Also a dangerous territory here to go for it so close to your own goal line on the 30-yard line. If they were to turn it over here, they'd be giving Merrimack some really prime field position. So this is a smart play here, smart call by Coach Trisciani.
Looks like both coaches are definitely looking at the field position battle here in the second half. After that long return to start the third quarter, both teams looking to be a little bit more conservative, maybe selecting those shots and being a little less aggressive to start, but looking for those right moments to strike.
Absolutely, looking for these opportune moments here. You know, the big plays have been available. Both teams have made a few big plays happen. They've missed a few big plays with some real close throws and some really great coverage. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the field opens up for these teams. It'll also be interesting to see if they opt to go back to the running game at all, as both teams seem to be pretty content here with throwing the ball, particularly Merrimack. Bishop Guertin come out with 3 down linemen. Looks like a nickel package here. Man coverage, 1 safety deep. Almost a bubble screen type throw right there. Merrimack's going to pick up a couple of yards. Pass completed.
Goodwin on the reception. Gain of 4 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 6 for the Tomahawks.
Second and manageable here.
Ball's on there.
Only 6 yards to go. A lot of options in the playbook on 2nd and 6. You could run the ball, you could throw the ball. Play action's also an option here as well.
Absolutely, Dave. We're looking at a situation you mentioned earlier where they are on the spot of the field where
Crampton, big throw. Pass complete right here to number 9. Let's see if he can get in the end zone.
Go. Oh,
Tackle just short. That was a cannon throw right there from Kyle Crampton. He has been sharp as a tack here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Great throw right there. Pass completed, threaded the needle. Almost was able to turn that into a touchdown as he rushes his offense right back up to the line of scrimmage here. 4 wide with 1 back in the backfield, number 4 in motion. Handoff to number 4. There's a flag on the play. Let's see if this gets called back. Play blown dead before he gets into the end zone here. Maybe an offsides call here. We'll have to see.
Came from the back judge, it looks like, with that flag.
Merrimack players appear to be confident that this penalty is going to come against Bishop Guertin. We'll have to wait and see. And that penalty is indeed against Bishop Guertin.
Looks like we have an illegal substitution against the Cardinals.
There's an illegal substitution right there against the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Again, that fast break offense, running that no huddle, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the defense, and they're really going to have to manage their personnel rotations and their substitutions with great care.
I will say, though, it is a less detrimental penalty for Bishop Guertin there than it would have been for Merrimack, as it's going to be a little forward, about half the distance to the goal versus setting back the offense. So something they can definitely work around.
Absolutely. Again, want to thank all of our fans that are joining us both on the Merrimack TV channel and this evening on the Facebook Merrimack TV live feed on that page as well. Also want to give a shout out to the Malone family, Merrimack residents. I know they're tuning in at home. And to all of you that are supporting local sports here in your community tonight here on Merrimack TV, as we have a West Division tilt. Two crosstown rivals here, Merrimack and Bishop Guertin, duking it out here in Merrimack's home opener of the 2020 NHI AA football season. Number 4 at the carry. That's going to be a nice, easy score right there.
Completely untouched up the middle.
Walked into that end zone right there.
That hole was big enough for me to get through.
Ralph, ladies and gentlemen, is, we'll call him a handsome boy.
I've got a few pounds to lose. Let's just say that.
And a strong boy at that. He's been hitting the weight room. But he could, in fact, have waltzed through that hole. Great blocking right there by the Merrimack High offensive line. Again, they've been winning the battle at the line of scrimmage all night long, and it is showing here, especially at the goal line, as they've been able to punch home 2 rushing touchdowns this evening. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. Merrimack 21, Bishop Guertin 14 here with 7:01 remaining here in the third quarter.
We are watching quite a balanced attack here from this Merrimack team. They've gone downfield deep on a couple of plays from quarterback Crampton, hitting receivers in tight coverage, leading to some short runs for touchdowns. And they've also had success running out of that shotgun formation, some misdirection and RPO attempts. I'm just really impressed overall with the entire team effort offensively and what they're able to do. And it's been complemented on the other side of the ball as well and in special teams. This is a hard-fought, tight battle between 2 very good football teams.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said that better myself there, Ralph. Again, this has really been a great team effort from Merrimack. Great game planning. Big shout out to their coaching staff there, led by head coach Kip Jackson. Crampton has been on the money tonight with his throws, making throws all over the field. He's been throwing against his body. He's been throwing, rolling out to his right. He's really been able to complete passes all over the field and hit wide open receivers and even throw some of his receivers open as well, which has been really, really impressive to see here. But I got to say, the Merrimack offensive line and defensive line has really, really controlled the bulk of play here, so far here. Bishop Guertin's 14 points really coming off of, maybe some Merrimack miscues here on special teams and on that one pass interference call. But otherwise, the Merrimack defense has been very stout and tough to move the ball against here. So it'll be interesting to see if Bishop Guertin can move the ball here as they're going to start this drive from what appears to be their own 34-yard line.
Something to be aware of, and we've mentioned this before, we talk about the impact that players have on both sides of the ball in high school, where there are offensive and defensive players. There are no specialists really these days at the high school level, and the defensive line for Merrimack is predominantly their offensive line. So it is a group of very talented guys up front there that are really giving this team a chance to win this ball game.
And you have to speak to the conditioning, too, of that defensive line. Again, you had mentioned that a lot of these players, these student athletes, are pulling double duty. They play both offense and they play defense as well. So their ability to still continue to have that high motor, to still be productive out there when they're on the field, even deep into the third quarter, knowing that they're playing both ways, is really impressive. And that's really a testament to the hard work that they've been putting into the weight room in the off season and in practice. And a shout out to the strength and conditioning coaches at Merrimack High for doing a fantastic job preparing these young men for battle tonight.
Just to add to that, too, again, we've been really hammering home the student-athlete aspect of things. And you're talking about athletes and students that are not only putting in the effort in the weight room, but they're studying this playbook, and they've got to know both sides of the ball, where to pull, where to block, what hole they're supposed to hit. All of that on top of, trigonometry homework, U.S. government, Like, this is pretty intense stuff to be doing, and you got to give athletes credit because they are, again, students first, and they are students both in the classroom and then in the film room.
Cracking open the books and learning the playbook simultaneously here. Very well stated right there, Ralph, is again the Merrimack defense right there in that previous play, swarming to the ball. Good gang tackling right there. 3rd and 5 here for the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin. The Merrimack defensive line all night long has really been able to get a great surge on 3rd down. So it'll be interesting to see if Bishop Guertin tries to leave some people behind. They do. Threw a couple extra blockers right there. Larson with nowhere to go with that throw. Merrimack's going to stand tall again right there on 3rd and 5. 4th down here for Bishop Guertin. It's interesting to see right there, too. Guertin left a few receivers home, so they had a couple of blockers available, and it didn't matter. Merrimack was still able to generate a fair amount of pressure right there. Nowhere for Larson to go with the ball as the Bishop Guertin punting unit comes onto the field.
This defensive line really is terrorizing this offensive line for Bishop Guertin today. It is a sight to watch. Like, I'm very, very intrigued by the effort that they're putting forward. And look at the penetration there on that punt.
Guertin, though, blocking that up. And that ball is going to be downed at the Merrimack 36-yard line.
Dave, I'm really curious about if Merrimack here takes a shot and really continues to try and take a more commanding lead. They had that 7-point lead going into the half. They lost it after that amazing kick return from Bishop Guertin and then the follow-up run. And now we're looking at another 7-point lead with Kip Jackson looking to maybe try and put a stamp on it.
He's going to try to add to that here. Sweep outside here, number 4. That is Jake Trahan. Nowhere to go right there. Not a lot of room. I'll tell you that at this point in the game, up 7 points with just the way that the Merrimack offense has been rolling, you have to figure that Kyle Crampton's had the hot hand all night. You have to figure Kip Jackson's thinking to himself, like, we got to take some more shots down the field and really try to break this game wide open. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. With just about 4.5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter, Merrimack with the ball on their own 35-yard line, 2nd and 11. Still plenty of time left here in this game. Fake handoff, Crampton rolling out to his right. Pass caught by number 4. Makes a move right there. Looking like Julian Edelman, bringing it up there right there to what appears to be the Merrimack 48-yard line, we'll call it.
And another first down for the Tomahawks.
Big first down right there. Again, they've been moving the ball effectively all night. Crampton really with some precise passes right here. His accuracy has been on point. Good pass rush right there. Crampton escapes the rush. He's able to turn something into nothing. Right, nice run right there. He's going to pick it up 5 or 6 yards.
See a late flag coming in there. We might have a late hit as the quarterback had given himself up a little bit, and the defender did lead with his helmet a little bit. Let's see what they say.
We'll have to see what the call is right there. Good observation. Great run there by Crampton. Regardless of the outcome of this play and that flag, Crampton really showing some amazing, amazing athletic ability to escape right there. Good escapability. Had his eyes downfield the entire time, and then opted to just take it.
Personal foul, helmet to helmet.
Great call right there, Ralph. That is going to be a personal foul. It's almost like you were clairvoyant right there and you knew it was coming. Personal foul is that's going to advance the ball up there and give Merrimack an automatic first down.
Well, during the week, I spend my time as an armchair analyst for all sporting events. So when you're not quite as good at them, you kind of take your time looking for things you can analyze. And
Ralph Carpentier, professional caller into 98.5 The Sports Hub. As Merrimack snaps the ball right there. A little bit of misdirection, fake handoff, and then a late handoff right there at the attempt of the jet sweep to number 14. That is going to be Bunis, Jacob Bunis right there. He's had a really good game both on offense and defense. Had a key tackle on 3rd down in the first half. Also has a touchdown under his belt here tonight as well. So again, Merrimack's in really good position right here. It is 2nd and 12. They did pick up a lot of yardage after the personal foul call to helmet hit at the end of Crampton's scramble earlier in this drive. Bishop Guertin with 3 down linemen. Got a flag there. Looks like perhaps a false start on Merrimack. Tough break right there for Merrimack. Some confusion at the line of scrimmage. That will happen from time to time, folks.
False start penalty assessed against the Tomahawks.
Giving back some of the yardage there that they had acquired on the penalty after the Crampton run there.
Ball's on the 36-yard line.
I got to tell you, though, the way that the Merrimack offense is rolling right now, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they were able to make that yardage up and then some pretty quickly as Crampton rolls out to his left, throws down the field. Had an open receiver. He just could have got that ball up there just a little bit higher. Solid coverage right there from Bishop Guertin, taking a shot down the field. You can't blame them there. They have really taken some shots down the field tonight, and it has paid off repeatedly.
Those can be tough sometimes under the lights, too. You're not quite sure if you're turning left or right, depending on where that throw is. And I think maybe just a little miscommunication between the two there, but definitely play was there. And I don't see Merrimack taking their foot off the gas here. They're going to keep trying to make some big plays as they're chewing clock here in the third quarter.
Given the way they've thrown the football, I'd keep taking that risk all night if I were them. Short pass there over the middle, back to number 8.
Crampton's pass complete to Fournier.
That's Justin Fournier on the reception.
Give Fournier some credit there reading that defense. He took that in his gut and then cut to his right to make that play, knowing the defender was on his left there and his back.
Tell you, one of the most impressive things about watching Crampton is knowing the fact he's a junior. And Merrimack's going to get another 2 seasons out of this. Watching him wing the ball around the yard, the future is bright here for the Tomahawks. Throw down the field deep to the end zone.
Crampton's pass intended for Pets.
Incomplete pass right there.
Broken up by Callahan and company.
Good defensive play right there from Bishop Guertin, breaking that pass up in the air, making it tough to complete that. Good strong throw by Crampton nonetheless. Again, can't blame Coach Kip Jackson for wanting to take the shots down the field. They've worked out so far tonight, and with a 7-point lead, why wouldn't you want to break it open in this point?
Yeah, in that situation, you are in a tough spot in terms of a field goal situation. You're obviously too close to really punt. Without maybe a little pooch kick there. You know, let's put the ball in the hands of your quarterback and try to make a play. And sometimes the defense comes up big, and that's what Bishop Guertin did there.
Hey, if this was Madden 20, I'm throwing that ball every time. I don't believe in kicking field goals when I'm on the PlayStation 4. As handoff right here from Bishop Guertin. Larson to the running back, stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Merrimack. This will be 2nd and 10 with 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. In case you're joining us at home, folks, on either the Merrimack TV Facebook page or on the Merrimack TV channel, we're coming to you from Merrimack High School this evening. Merrimack High hosting Bishop Guertin in a Western Division rivalry here, crosstown rivalry. Really been a great game thus far. Bishop Guertin down 7. Still plenty of football left. Merrimack's look real strong on offense, and their defensive line has really been able to control the flow of play here throughout these first 3 quarters. Larson, another handoff here, looking at taking on the perimeter, going outside. Tough sledding right there, only going to pick up about 4 yards.
Yeah, the defensive line, they're really holding the edge a bit, and the corner's coming up to help make that tackle.
Good observation right there is the corner. The second level of the defense right there really came through to support gang tackle, preventing that runner from being able to get loose and gain more yardage. Third down, 4 yards here, 34-yard line. Handoff right here to 22. Larson fakes a throw. Merrimack not fooled by that.
I think they might be kind of close to the first down there. We'll see what happens.
This is going to be close to the marker.
Hyde and Wheeler amongst the tacklers.
4th and 2 in this position. I think it's
Gain of 2.
down 7. This is a chance you might want to take, but you have to be cognizant of this defensive line and the pressure you have seen from one Dylan Sadowski today. This could be one of those plays where he comes up big again.
Absolutely, and Sadowski has been huge on some of these 3rd and 4th down plays. It'll be interesting to see if Bishop Guertin leaves behind some extra blockers right here to contend with the Merrimack pass rush, which has been ferocious all night long. Looks like we have a timeout here on the field.
This has been successful for,
Pardon me, that's a delay of game penalty right there on Bishop Guertin.
Against the Cardinals.
I'm going to take this opportunity as well to say that Ralph and I are here tonight on a volunteer basis doing the play-by-play announcing for this game, and it's really a great honor to be here. But just so you folks know, Merrimack TV is always seeking volunteers to cover school district events, not just stuff that's limited to sports like tonight. Looking for camera operators, people to do play-by-play, editing. And if you're interested in seeing more school-based programming on the channels, and Merrimack TV staff will train you and loan out equipment at no cost, which is the best price point of all, so that you can go out there and participate. So become involved. Send an email to Justin or Nicholas at the following address, merrimackTV@merrimacknh.gov. Justin and Nicholas are always looking for more volunteers, and they would love to continue featuring more school-related programming in the future. And just so you know, folks, if you're listening on the Facebook Live feed, you'll probably hear the audio muted. That is because there is copyrighted music playing right now. So no, you do not need to adjust the volume on your home computer, your TV set, or your cell phone. We are muting that so that we're allowed to continue to broadcast and we don't violate any copyright laws.
coming out of this here, it looks like that was actually a timeout from the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin, as we are still at 4th and 2 with 6 seconds to go. And one of the important pieces to think about here is the Cardinals have been very effective coming out of 4th down timeouts.
Yes, they have. Quarterback taking it here right up the gut. Looks like he's going to have enough here for the first down. Again, Ralph, as you said all night, they've really done a great job coming out of timeouts and drafting up the right play. I think that Coach John Trisciani has really had the hot hand here, at least on 4th down, coming out of those timeouts and really dialing up just the correct call here in order to put his team in position to be the most successful they can be.
100%, Dave. I really hope he maybe gets a quick phone call into Brad Stevens tonight, maybe get some of those, plays out there for that Celtics game, because we're going to need those tonight coming out of the timeout. So maybe Coach could really give Brad a call and help that.
Or head coach Kip Jackson from Merrimack, if he's got any basketball experience, maybe we can get him, on a bus down to Boston soon, and he can help them out in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter of every game. They've looked pretty brutal here. But who hasn't looked brutal are both of these teams. This has been a really great contest so far here in Merrimack's home opener. Both of these teams, Merrimack has the 7-point advantage right now, but BG's really fought hard to keep this close. They've come up with some big plays in special teams. And it'll be really interesting to see here what happens as we move into the fourth quarter, the last 12 minutes of this game, what has been really an excellent game thus far.
Also, let's throw a quick shout out. We haven't acknowledged the cheerleading team and spirit squad of the Merrimack Tomahawks tonight. They're out there supporting their team and giving us a
big run out of here by Larson. He's going to get inside the 20, inside the 10, keeping that on his own right there. Really nice play. Big run. We were wondering when Bishop Guertin was going to start to pick up some ground by running the football, and right there was their moment right there. There was a penalty here on BG. This may be coming back.
Oh, man, that's going to negate a really big play
that
there
is
for the Cardinals. That's
heartbreaker. That is a heartbreaking play right there for Bishop Guertin. They're a tough call. But to echo your point that you were making before that incredible run, just a shout out to all the students that are involved, with Merrimack High School, between, the spirit groups and the cheerleaders and your marching band and the student athletes today on the football team and all those that are involved here. And also, again, can't thank Nicholas running the camera at Merrimack High School enough, and Justin Slez here in studio. Nicholas LaValle and Justin Slez, too, of your incredibly talented people over at Merrimack TV. Working really hard to bring
award-winning Merrimack TV, I want to point out. Award-winning.
Indeed. It is really an honor and pleasure to be a part of tonight's broadcast.
I say that because I walked by quite a few plaques on my way into the studio this afternoon.
Absolutely. Bishop Guertin here, 1st and 15 after that long run by Larson gets called back after an illegal shift. Fake handoff play action. He's got plenty of time throwing it up here. Almost picked off right there. That could have gone either way. As number 11 from Merrimack going up for that pass. Duking it out with number 7.
Intended for Callahan, broken up by
McLevich breaking up that play intended for Callahan. Callahan's had a great night so far for Bishop Guertin on offense. He's been the target of a lot of Larson's passes. Good defense right there. The BG line did a really good job blocking up that play. They gave Larson the time. It's been tough for them all night, but they did a really good job bearing down there and shutting down the Merrimack pass rush. That was just great coverage from Merrimack. Almost making a nice adjustment on that ball to pick it off. 2nd and 15 now for the Bishop Guertin Cardinal on their own 35-yard line. 4th quarter. Bishop Guertin down 7. Larson takes the snap, looks to his left, scrambling away. Gets the pass away. Almost looked like a desperation throw right there. Able to avoid the sack, completed the pass that may have got back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be 3rd down and a bunch. Again, it was that Merrimack defensive line, Ralph, coming through there, generating a lot of pressure.
Yeah, number 70, Nathan Lemire there was the one who put the pressure on the quarterback, and he was well into the backfield on that play.
Lemire looked great on that play. Really a disruptive force right there from the Merrimack D-line. You can see here lining up again at defensive tackle. Merrimack getting a good surge in the pass rush up the middle. Almost able to get up and grab that one. That was really the only window that Larson could fit that into as a penalty marker's thrown down here on the field. We have a player down for BG as well. Hopefully he is okay. Tough break right there and a really narrow throwing window. Larson almost able to complete that.
Larson's pass intended for Kelleher. Incomplete. Marker on the play.
Can't tell who that BG player is that's down, but we absolutely hope that he is okay. Tough break there. That looks like there was a holding call.
Personal foul against Tomahawks.
Excuse me, that was a personal foul on the Tomahawks.
It looks like a defenseless receiver call there on that play.
Looks like he is okay as number 85 walks off the field under his own power. That's good to see. Take this moment to remind you that Merrimack TV's community channel features shows from residents, and you can find our schedule at merrimacktv.com. Straight Talking with Bill Souza, Merrimack High School's beloved retired U.S. history teacher, Souza presents a one-man show that has a conversational feel about politics, the Constitution, and current events. Watch new episodes of Bill's Straight Talking on Merrimack TV, Channel 22. Want your own TV show? Email Nicholas and Justin at merrimackTV@merrimacknh.gov. Get involved today. Merrimack TV, your community, your voice. Thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in tonight's broadcast of Merrimack's home opener here. Again, we had a penalty called. We had a player that was down that was able to walk off the field under his own power. It's a 15-yard penalty as Bishop Guertin is going to start. It appears to be the 50-yard line here. 1st and 10, clean slate. They've been able to capitalize on these big penalties in the past. If you remember, after a pass interference call in the first quarter of the game, Bishop Guertin was able to score a touchdown on that drive. So let's see if they're able to capitalize again as they pick up 15 yards on that personal foul call. Merrimack 4 down linemen here. Maybe showing blitz from the middle linebacker. Let's see if they pull that back out. Looking for a little read option right there. Larson trying to get free, going off the left tackle. He gets stuffed and stopped by the Merrimack defense again. Running's been tough against this squad.
Sadowski again on the tackle. Larson looked like he was going to break that out wide. He's had a couple real big runs that he's been effective on, and Sadowski off that end there holds the edge and makes a play. No gain.
Sergeant Sadowski enforcing the law right there at the line of scrimmage, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know if that nickname will stick or not, but he has looked really strong tonight, as has the entire Merrimack defense. Throw right there by Larson, just a bit off the mark. He had an open receiver right there. He was being pressured. We have 10 minutes left here. 3rd and 10 for Bishop Guertin.
Larson's pass intended for Guertin.
You have to imagine that this may be 4-down territory for Bishop Guertin on 3rd and 10 here. If they can pick up a chunk of 4 or 5 yards, it may be worth it for them to go for it again on 4th down.
From their 49-yard line.
Yeah, still plenty of time here in the quarter. I think they're in a position where they definitely are in 4-down territory. I think you look to maybe gain a chunk of this now, pick up the rest there on 4th, unless you see something big down the middle or outside.
And Larson did see a lot of opportunities in the first half for some big plays and even completed a few of them, including that long touchdown pass. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Handoff here. Little run pass option. Let's see what happens. Trying to get to the outside. No one downfield there, so number 7 opts to keep it. That is Brendan Callahan, who has had a big gain for Bishop Guertin. He's been involved in a lot of their offense so far. He was looking downfield, but it looks like Merrimack had that well covered, so he opted to keep that himself. Picking up 3 yards. 4th and a short 8 or 4th and a long 7, depending upon how you slice it.
Definitely an interesting call there, but obviously you trust Callahan. He is a captain on this team and a senior. You trust him to make the right read there, and keeping the ball there was definitely the right call with no one open downfield.
Sometimes discretion is, in fact, a better part of valor, and he exercised it right there, Ralph. Keeping that ball, living to fight another day, giving Bishop Guertin another opportunity here on 4th and 8. Let's see if they can reach back into their magic hat, pull out another rabbit. Larson rolling out to his left. Completes the pass right there. Nicely done. That ball thrown back to Brendan Callahan.
Both quarterbacks at times have been really effective rolling out of the pocket, throwing cross body, and there's one of those plays right there.
It can't be understated enough how good Crampton and Larson have looked on their feet when they've been rolling out of the pocket. I think in particular Larson's looked really strong, especially when he's been rolling out, because he's been able to get away from the Merrimack rush, particularly the really intense rush up the middle of the field that Lemire and Sadowski have been generating here with regularity. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to try to move Larson around here in the pocket. 9.5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Throw out there that may be a lateral. Merrimack's going to jump on that ball. No whistle was blown. That may be a fumble.
You play till you hear a whistle, folks. That is why you play until you hear a whistle.
High football IQ being demonstrated right there by Merrimack as they pick up the turnover. As Ralph mentioned, and you said this earlier in the game, you play to the whistle. And right there, that great coaching from the Merrimack High School coaching staff from Kip Jackson on down, really playing to the whistle and remembering that that's a live football out there until a referee blows the play dead. Picking that up right there, that is a really tough break right there for Bishop Guertin as they were starting to move the ball. They had picked up that long 4th down. Now Merrimack back on offense. Crampton short pass, throws that one in the dirt. Looked like he was pressured there a little bit.
Crampton's pass intended for
BG definitely got a lot of pressure up the middle there.
just out of his reach. 2nd and 10.
Crampton with the foresight there to get that ball down and low to the ground so that it was near a receiver, but the only person that had a chance at it was one of his players, not one of the defenders.
Absolutely. Great decision-making executed right there by Kyle Crampton, the junior quarterback for Merrimack High School. Bright future in front of him as he rolls out to his right again. Pass complete. That's back to number 4. That is Jake Trahan again.
Trahan has been all over the field today for them offensively, really making some key catches and runs.
Trahan looking really, really good here as he begins on his senior campaign for the Merrimack High football team. Having a great game here thus far. He's been a popular target of Crampton here.
I'm curious if they take a shot here on 3rd and 1, knowing that they're probably going to go for it on 4th.
Handoff right there. Bishop Guertin all over that. That answers your question.
They did not.
They definitely did not, but I'll tell you that play call has worked for them. It scored them a couple of touchdowns tonight, particularly giving the ball to really their workhorse tonight, who's been number 14, Jacob Bunis. Bunis particularly has been a force to be reckoned with at the goal line on handoffs just like that one. So have to agree with that play call right there. Maybe could have taken a shot down the field, but it's still 4th and 3 right here.
Well, knowing that they're punting, I guess that was definitely the right play call there. So you're going to play the field position battle a little bit, make sure that you know your defense has played well. So you're going to give them a chance to win you this game here with 8 left.
Especially given how well the defense has played today. It cannot be understated how well Merrimack's controlled the line of scrimmage here. And they know now going into this game with 8.5 minutes left that while Bishop Guertin still has plenty of time to run the football, it's really going to come down to them being able to make some plays through the air. So it'll be interesting to see how Merrimack comes out here on defense and what BG does. Are they going to continue to leave some people at home, some tight ends and some running backs to deal with that Merrimack pass rush? Or are they going to try to open it up here and go 4 and 5 wide on every play to really try to press Merrimack and try to get rid of the ball and move it downfield quickly?
Also, let's give some credit to that Bishop Guertin Cardinals defense there, coming up strong after a turnover. The first turnover of the game, both teams with clean sheets up until that point. So a really big way to push back against that sudden change moment. And let's see if they have it in them to make a play.
Great point right there, Ralph. And really the only thing that they gave up there was field position. As someone on Merrimack getting truck stick by Bishop Guertin right there. Some good aggressive blocking up front.
On the carry.
Bellavance taking that forward right there. One of the rare times Bishop Guertin's actually had success against the Merrimack defense tonight, running the ball up the middle. Both of these defenses, though, they've been playing really well, but they may be wearing down just a little bit. That's not uncommon to see that here in the fourth quarter, especially with so many of these student athletes that play both ways. They play both offense and they play defense, so the fact they still have gas left in the tank is really a testament to how well conditioned they are. But when they start to get a little bit tired towards the end of the game, that's not surprising either, knowing they're pulling double duty.
Don't forget too, they're also pulling double duty on the field in the classroom.
Absolutely.
And we're looking at week 1 of the season, so you're really getting that rust out. It's been a while since they've been on a field in a real live game, and practice is important, but it's not a game. So
practice is not a game, and I'm sure both of these teams are really excited to be lining up against somebody not wearing the same color jerseys as them in a scrimmage. So I'm sure that tonight's opening tilt is really a welcome sight, not only for these amazing student athletes, but I'm sure for fans, both of Bishop Guertin and of Nashua, of Merrimack High School, and really all throughout Southern New Hampshire. It's great to see football back, as this tradition has returned. And hey, it's fall, and there's nothing more fall than football, that's for sure, especially under the lights here Friday night at Merrimack High School. 7 minutes left here in the game, 2nd and 8. Man in motion here. Larson with the handoff. Nice cut back inside right there. They're going to move that ball up to the 30-yard line. Interesting choice in plays right here is Bishop Guertin opting to slow it down a bit here, hand the football off, not feeling the pressure, feeling as though they still have plenty of time left here on the clock.
I wonder if being on the road here, the thought process from Coach Triciani might be to run this clock down quite low, perhaps go for 2 late if they are able to score. I mean, there's still plenty of time left, but it's one of those things that maybe they're thinking about already is you're on the road, you're not at home.
Interesting possibility right there in terms of clock management. We'll have to see how that plays out right there. There's another handoff right there, only goes for a couple yards. On 3rd and 3, they're going to go to 4th down and 3 here. This is going to be a really pivotal call right here. I don't know how many more opportunities Bishop Guertin will get to have the ball right here, particularly if they opt to punt, especially with the way Merrimack's been able to move the ball. We haven't seen too many sustained drives tonight, a lot of quick scores, but you have to imagine that Merrimack's going to go into an offense here where they're really going to try to bleed some clock and wind it down. Will Bishop Guertin opt to punt? And they do opt to punt here. Interesting decision, putting a lot of faith in their defense to get them the ball back. They protect that kick very well.
Ooh, we lost the helmet there.
We did lose a helmet right there. Balls won't meandering down inside the Merrimack 25-yard line. Bishop Guertin will down it there. Merrimack will opt to watch that go behind them.
On that punt there, that was one of those situations where you had the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object right there. And what happens? You lose a helmet.
Absolutely right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's like shades of WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. They build that as the irresistible force versus the immovable object. And we're seeing clashes of titans right here on the gridiron this evening, as these fantastic student athletes proudly representing their communities at Bishop Guertin, and especially right here, our hometown team, the Merrimack Tomahawks, really doing a great job here. really working hard in the classroom, being upstanding members of the community. You know, it's really great to see this, and really it's an honor to be a part of this broadcast tonight. Really a pleasure to have the honor to bring you guys some play-by-play and color commentary as Merrimack TV broadcasts their inaugural Merrimack High football game. See what Crampton does here, a 4 wide, 1 back off to his right. Crampton going back. He's pressured, scrambling off to his left. He's going to take this down and take it. Probably a smart move right there, not trying to force a throw down the field, not trying to throw off his back foot. Good call right there. Took what the defense gave him and then moved with it, as we do have a flag on the play.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those plays where you want to make sure that you protect the football. You have the lead. If you can get outside, get a couple yards, or even just maintain where you are, huge, huge.
Merrimack getting called for holding right there. I can't say I blame them, given how ferocious that Bishop Guertin rush is right there. I probably would have grabbed some jersey, too, if I was in that situation. 3rd down and 7 here for Merrimack. Again, Merrimack is ahead, 21-14. Bishop Guertin's 2 touchdowns, one coming on a drive that was typified with a long pass interference call. The quarterback, Josh Larson, was able to throw a touchdown strike to Brendan Callahan for a really nice touchdown, as they were able to score first. And then they were also able to take a long kickoff return at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, almost back to the house. They were tackled on the 1-yard line. They were able to punch that home. That has constituted their 2 touchdowns this evening, whereas all of Merrimack's points have come off of sustained drives. Really, Kyle Crampton's looked sharp. He's looked great. He's been throwing the ball all over the yard. Good, strong arm. Really impressed with his decision-making thus far. It's now 2nd and 20, Ball in Merrimack 26. Interesting to see what they do here. Scrambling out to his right. Again, he's going to opt to take that out of bounds. Taking a tumble right there. He's right back up. Smart decision-making right there from Crampton.
Bishop Guertin really getting some pressure on here late. Again, the coaching staffs on both sides have really been calling up some real great play calls, and the pressure here against an offense that has had some really strong drives is pretty outstanding right now, and it's going to give Bishop Guertin a chance to potentially get this ball back for a chance to tie or take the lead, as we are under 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter of the opening game of the NHIAA football season 2020-2021.
Football's back, baby. Let's get the pulled pork going. Let's get the nachos out. Let's get some sodas. Let's enjoy ourselves here. This is fantastic. It's really been a pleasure to call this. You know, again, I can't sing the praises of Merrimack TV enough. The 3 Merrimack TV channels here reach over 8,000 homes and feature coverage of every town and school-elected board and committee, and also community-based content produced or submitted by residents. You're watching Merrimack TV, your community, your voice. And I know that I speak proudly on behalf of Ralph that we are really honored to be here tonight as Merrimack punts this ball away here. Smart decision right there. Merrimack taking what the defense gave them. Really not a very productive drive. One of the few not productive drives that they've had tonight. But they do have a lead right now.
Very intelligent play there by the captain, Callahan there. Fair catch it on their opponent's side of the field for a chance to get that tying or potential go-ahead score here. And as Dave did mention, yes, I am absolutely proud to be here today and be a part of this broadcast. It's an honor to do so. What a professional group of individuals that work for this town, but also what an
really passionate about their community
100%.
Work. I would say. Absolutely. You know, Nicholas and Justin really very passionate about their contributions to the community. And I'd like to say as well, you know, if you guys would like to volunteer and be a part of something like this to do play-by-play, please contact them. Reach out to Justin. Reach out to Nicholas. You can email them at merrimackTV@merrimacknh.gov. They're always looking to involve more folks here. You know, again, they're seeking volunteers to cover the school district events. It's not just going to be limited to sports. Looking for camera operators, people that are doing play-by-play like Ralph and I tonight, editing. And if you're interested in seeing more school-based programming on the channels, Merrimack TV staff will train you, and they'll also loan out equipment to you at no cost to you whatsoever. So pretty cool stuff. Ooh, nice pass right there. That would have been going for a while as Larson almost made the connection with his receiver, number 3. That is Daniel Fleming right there.
Just out of his grasp.
Fleming, the junior receiver on Bishop Guertin.
That's on the coverage.
This is interesting right here, Ralph. 3rd and 5. This is a pretty big play. Bishop Guertin still well within striking distance. This game is far from over right here. And they have the ball in Merrimack territory, so you have to imagine this is going to be 4 downs. Let's see what they do here as Larson rolls out to his left, throws the pass. Just off the mark there to number 3. Again, that's Daniel Fleming. It's a sophomore who was in on the prior play.
Yeah, I think regardless of the outcome of that play, they were looking to go for it here on 4th down. You're in a spot where you have a chance to make a strong push for that tying score, and you still aren't giving up too bad a field position if you do not execute here, which is a possibility against this stout front.
You have to imagine here that Merrimack is absolutely going to pin their ears back here and rush the passer, especially on 4th and 5. I would be really surprised to see Bishop Guertin come out and actually run the ball here as they go. Looks like I got quad stacked wide here near sideline. Imagine Larson throwing out to number 3. That's Fleming working off the screen here. Can he get free? It looks like Merrimack may have buttoned that up here. That is going to be a turnover on downs here as Merrimack's going to take over the football here.
Really good rallying to the tackle there, but let's not forget there again, number 79, Dylan Sadowski in there again to slow him down.
The Sarge.
The Sergeant.
Let's see if we can make this stick. Enforcing the law at the line of scrimmage, doing a great job right there. The Merrimack defense has really been stout here in some of those key moments and situations.
Sargent always seems to arrive first, but backup's always on the way.
3 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Merrimack taking over here on downs after a failed attempt at 4th and 5. Screen pass that almost got them to the 1st down marker, but Merrimack was able to gobble that up here there. Not to take anything away from Bishop Guertin, they've executed well all through it tonight. The Merrimack defense has just been really tough. They have really given Josh Larson and that offense a lot of trouble.
It's a stout defense, but kudos to Bishop Guertin today. They've come in and they've made a couple of big plays and capitalized. You had a play where they came out off that pass interference, executed a touchdown pass to Callahan. Then you've got that kickoff return over 80 yards to the 1-yard line that they punched in right after that. I mean,
they have really come through in some key critical situations tonight, and there's still plenty of time left in this game right here. That's a live ball right there, folks. That ball was thrown behind number 4. That's Jake Trahan right there. So that was counted as a lateral, not an incomplete pass. So Trahan did have to go and
something
retrieve
out of nothing at all right there.
That's right. Trahan has looked good all night here. Trahan, the senior running back.
That could have been a very dangerous play there, but what a great play by Trahan to scoop that up and keep it alive and keep the loss minimal.
Really bailing out his quarterback, Kyle Crampton, who has otherwise been very sharp tonight. 3rd and 8 as we roll into the 2-minute warning here shortly. Handoff here to number 23. He's going to get out wide. Little juke move right there. Getting over to the sideline with 2:03 left on the clock.
Covell on the carry. Gain of about 4 on the
It's going to be well short of the 1st down.
Bring up 4th and 6. Pets on to punt. Callahan on to receive.
4th and 6. Merrimack wisely calling out their punting unit here, putting the trust in their defense. It kind of reminds you of Old Hat, doesn't it? You know, just an old quarterback with 2 minutes left, game in his hands, on the road. This is going to be Josh Larson. Let's see what he can do with this. Going up against a really good defense here in Merrimack. They have definitely shown themselves tonight that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with on both sides of the ball in this NHIAA football season.
I think it's very possible the uniforms are going to have some significance here as they do resemble the Green Bay Packers, and I think we could see a little Brett Favre gunslinger action here with under 2 minutes to go.
We might see that, or we might see the steel curtain of the Merrimack Tomahawk defense come through here and shut them down. With 1:54 seconds left, you have to figure that this drive is going to make it or break it for Bishop Guertin, barring some really bizarre outcomes. Larson drops back to pass, throws it. That is picked off right there. That is number 2, ladies and gentlemen. That is Shea Goodwin, the defensive back, the junior.
There seems to still be a battle for the ball, but that's gonna be an interception. That will stand.
This feels like this is going to come back in Merrimack's favor here. Great play going up there and getting that ball. Again, that was Shea Goodwin on that play.
The Sarge is loving it out there.
Sarge is loving it out there, flexing his muscles.
Heck of a defensive play there.
Great play right there. Great team defensive effort here out of Merrimack. I know we've caught a couple of individual contributors, but really at all levels of the defense, they have been solid. They've been stout against the run. They have done a great job downfield in coverage. They've been able to stick with these Bishop Guertin wide receivers and stick in their back pocket. Really a number of very well defended passes here from the Merrimack High defense here.
Let's talk about the high point too on that play. Having the defensive back go out there and beat the receiver to the ball.
Absolutely. Great ball skills there displayed by Shea Goodwin to go up there and get that one at a real pivotal moment in the game.
Everyday Shea, baby, on that one.
Everyday Shea. Looking like Malcolm Butler. Going out there and grabbing the ball, picking it off at a key moment here.
2 on the play. 2nd and 8 Tomahawks.
2nd down, 8 Tomahawks here. I imagine you're going to see them roll into the victory formation here shortly.
Bishop
Maybe
Guertin does have 2 timeouts, but if my math is correct, that might not be enough.
Well, get that abacus out again, Ralph. Or you can use your iPhone and time it. Do some mathematics on there. We have under a minute and 15 left here in what has been a great game. The home opener here at Merrimack High School. Handoff here. That's to number 8. Trying to make something out of nothing right there. At a bare minimum, he definitely killed some clock off.
Yeah, that cutback definitely got another 2 yards maybe.
Absolutely. Nice little run right there. That was Justin Fournier.
And you got Bishop Guertin exercising one of those timeouts here.
Timeout, Cardinals.
Timeout, Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Minute left here. There's still time for Bishop Guertin to score. They're going to need to catch some breaks here. They're going to need probably a turnover. And at bare minimum, they're going to need to find a way to get that ball back with just enough time left so Larson can ply his craft. Try to move that ball down the field.
As a New England sports fan, we have been accustomed to some crazy plays. You mentioned the tuck rule earlier with a Malcolm Butler interception, or perhaps even going against us, a David Tyree catch, or I don't know, a Super Bowl a few years ago that was 28-3. So
you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen.
That clock's got to hit 000s before anything.
Absolutely. I take this moment, too, to just say that the town of Merrimack's media division is branded as Merrimack TV. Merrimack TV features 3 community television channels funded by way of franchise fees from Merrimack Comcast cable subscribers. Merrimack TV's studio is located in the Town Hall complex at 6 Babusick Lake Road. The media division is managed by Media Services Coordinator Nicholas LaValle and Assistant Media Services Coordinator Justin Slez. The 3 Merrimack TV channels reach over 8,000 homes and feature coverage of every town and school elected board and committee and community-based content produced and submitted by residents. You're watching Merrimack TV, your community, your voice. As we move in here to the final moments of the game.
Trahan with a big run there behind Lemire. Whew.
No surprise right there that they're going to go right back to Trahan. He's had a fantastic game here, as has Kyle Crampton, as has Jacob Eunice. A lot of stars here from Merrimack today. Who would you be giving the turkey leg today to, Ralph, if we were handing one out? This was a Thanksgiving Day game.
There are quite a few nominees for that role. I mean, this was a complete team effort right now, but you know that my vote's for the Sarge. He's leading the troops out there on defense, and they have rallied behind him to make some plays.
The Sarge, Dylan Sadowski, as we have coined him tonight in our inaugural broadcast. Again, folks, if you're interested in doing play-by-play work, even of Merrimack High School football games, please reach out to Justin and Nicholas. Like I said, they're always looking for volunteers. I can't tell you how fantastic this experience has been tonight, what an honor it's been. So reach out to those folks. This is really a great place to be, and they will get you set up and do some fantastic work with you. So, again, I want to thank Nicholas LaValle for his work
Big
on
fourth
camera
down
tonight.
play, and they are stuffed on 4th down.
Stuffed on 4th down here with
That
40 seconds left.
Will stop the clock for Bishop Guertin and give them a chance to make one final push.
Woo. So as I was saying, just a thank you to Nicholas on camera and Nicholas LaValle on camera and Justin Slez back in the studio running graphics here. But to your point, Ralph, that was a big play right there.
Wow.
40 seconds left is an eternity. BG is going to have some time here to make a run at this.
They've hit on less time so far today. So as great as this defense has been for Merrimack, this is one of those legacy moments here for the Cardinals.
Could be a nail biter here in our season opener at home. Let's see what Larson and head coach John Trisciani come up with here. Let's see what the Merrimack High coaching staff has dialed up here. You got to imagine Kip Jackson's probably going to have some two deep safety action, some softer coverage. Really going to trust his line to generate pressure here. For rushing, Sadowski again in on that play, pressuring Larson. Good pressure out of Merrimack. They've been able to rely on that pass rush all night.
Something I noticed there in that play, too, they looked like they did have the two deep safeties, but they did have a little bit more of a press man.
They had pressed up there a little bit, almost daring Bishop Guertin to try to beat them in man coverage. Interesting strategy right there. Really putting a lot of trust in your defensive backs thus far. And so far, it has worked for them.
Yeah, I think if you're a coach of this Merrimack Tomahawks team at really any position, this is like one of those games that you really dream up. It's a game where you might get the win, but you also have some things you can clean up, but you're in a spot where you're good for next week. You
have to feel really good, too, that the way that they've executed this game plan, and it's really a testament to Coach Kip Jackson and that group. This Merrimack High School team was very well prepared going into this week's matchup. They've always been in position, very few penalties called against them outside of that pass interference call. And those are calls that can go either way anyways, especially when a ball goes up, in a deep throw like that and a wide receiver and a defensive back are battling for position to go up and get it. Those can be a coin flip. So those calls you can live with there, especially if the defensive back's competing for the ball with the wide receiver. So disciplined group, they look great. Still 30 seconds left, though, in this game with 3rd and 10.
Happens. I definitely think, too, you look at it, you've got two teams that were pretty clean for the most part across the board. We've had one turnover total. Not too many penalties for a first game back. I think that's something that can be worked on and cleaned up on all sides, and both teams will be ready to go next week.
Deep throw right there, almost picked off by Jacob Trahan.
Trahan could have sealed it right there with that pick.
I'll tell you, though, Jake Trahan's been all over the field, so it's no surprise right there that he was almost in on an interception that was going to seal it as we go to 4th and 10 here. You got to figure if Merrimack's able to stop them here with 25 seconds left in the game, that it's time for the bus drivers to warm up that bus, baby. Be time to make that trip home for everybody, as this one is almost in the books here. I'd like to thank all of our fans also that have tuned in tonight, both on Merrimack TV and on the Merrimack TV Facebook page watching the live feed. Complete pass right there.
Pass.
That's a big play right there.
Can he get out of
Callahan
bounds?
looking to make some moves right here, showing his athleticism, and as he runs out to the sidelines,
smart
wisely
play.
going out of bounds here at the 35. That is a huge
play.
Bishop Guertin is making this one interesting. I'll tell you, Larson's had some tricks up his sleeve.
You got to give Callahan some credit there, too. Getting out of bounds on that play, that is a heady maneuver. That is well beyond his years. That's the reason he's got a C on that jersey.
High
baby.
football IQ right there from the Bishop Guertin captain. Very well done right there. He's got to have close to 100 yards receiving. Merrimack High defense played that as well as they could. That is just a nice little pitch and catch move right there. Larson to Callahan. Callahan able to shake free and pick up some major yardage here with 13 seconds left. There's the pass rush. Merrimack's going to be able to lock him down for a sack right there.
And that should do it, folks. It's going to be hard to swallow a loss here for Bishop Guertin because they didn't show quit at all. They were all in all game, but this Merrimack Tomahawks team,
absolutely,
they earned this victory.
That was Morley and Wheeler right there in on the sack. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of tonight's game, Merrimack High School Tomahawks 21 over the Bishop Guertin Cardinals 14. What a fantastic game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. A great, strong home opener for Merrimack High School. Kip Jackson's unit has to feel really, really good about the efforts here that his players put out there on both sides of the ball as the players go out to midfield there to salute one another in a show of sportsmanship right there. Saluting one another.
Love this part of sports right
Absolutely.
here. Just like the hockey line in hockey, we're shaking those hands. I know we're in some interesting times these days in terms of how close we can get, but, seeing both of these teams that fought so hard, so much great effort, so much sportsmanship on both sides, seeing players help each other up from the other side of the field, like that is what this game is about.
You really have to tip your hat here, not only to Merrimack, but to Bishop Guertin as well. This is a very well-played game on their end. They made it interesting at the end. They were driving in the fourth quarter, and they almost had some plays, but unfortunately, they just couldn't quite convert right here. Merrimack was just too much for them on both sides of the ball. Merrimack had great defensive performances out of Dylan Sadowski and some other key contributors as well on offense. Kyle Crampton looked very, very sharp throughout the entire game. He had Shea Goodwin with an interception, Jake Trahan with some big plays as well. And also on the ground, Jacob Bunis looking really, really strong here. So great effort right here out of Merrimack. Thank you guys so much.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Merrimack TV is committed to our community. From gavel-to-gavel coverage of town and school board meetings to updates on town services and projects, we aim to keep you connected.
Good morning, I'm Kyle Fox, Public Works Director for the town of Merrimack.
Hi, I'm Diane Trippett. I'm the town clerk tax collector for the town of Merrimack.
I'm Captain Matt Tarleton with the Merrimack, New Hampshire Police Department.
And keep the public informed of every motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
And many moments, so you can be confident that we're here for you. Thanks for watching. Stay connected. Follow Merrimack TV on Facebook.